82.92, a new high school national record. Back-to-back state champions. NET Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2018 NSAA High School Football Championships. And this afternoon, it's a battle of unbeatens for the D1 title. It's the Bulldogs of Creighton taking on the Burwell Longhorns. And hello again, everyone. I'm Larry Putney, along with former Husker Damon Benning. Good to have you with us this afternoon for our second state championship of the day. And Damon, of the 12 teams competing here for state championships this weekend, 6 are looking for their first ever state title. We had a first-timer in the Class D2 when Johnson Brock won his first ever state title. Creighton goes after its first this afternoon.
Yeah, and it's led by an explosive offense. It's a different television show of All in the Family. This one is done with cousins, with Braden and Bryce Zimmer. The maestro, the signal caller, Braden Zimmer, the true dual-threat quarterback, over 1,300 yards rushing, almost 800 yards passing. He'll hand it off to his cousin Bryce, but as a tandem, they get it done for a very explosive offense.
Great ground attack and another good ground attack for Burwell. They've got an outstanding running back.
Yeah, Jace Williams is the guy. He is a load in the open field. He's 1,500 yards rushing, 30 touchdowns. If Burwell wants to find a way to get this one done, Jace Williams in that ground game, controlling the football, will go a long, long way in deciding this one.
Third member of our crew is down braving the conditions on the sideline. Let's go down to Doug Duda.
Oh, it's not that bad, guys. We'll survive down here. Burwell loves this kind of weather. They're here at Memorial Stadium for the third time in 4 years. They won it all 2 years ago, and kind of like Creighton last year, both teams were on a path to get back here. But injuries, maybe more so to Creighton. And you talk about Bryce Zimmer, he averages 13 yards every time he rushes the football. Creighton has a first-year coach, Gene Sear, who has done so many great things in the state of Nebraska, took over Creighton for a couple of years, and last year injuries just wore them down a little bit as they were knocked out in the quarterfinals while Burwell was knocked out in the opening round. But what a job by the Longhorns. State finals for the third time in the last 4 years, and probably like our first game today, guys, Burwell's defense is going to have to find a way to do something nobody else has done: slow down that Creighton offense.
It certainly has been impressive, without a doubt. Creighton comes in at 12-0, as does the Longhorns of Burwell. Should be a good one here this afternoon. Overcast skies. Weather not too bad here at Memorial Stadium. You see the field has been cleared for the most part. There's some remnants around the edges, but this should not impact play at all. Now, had we played this a couple of days ago, might have been a different story. You see here that there was a lot of work going on Sunday to get this field ready, to get the conditions playable. They brought out the snow plows and the sweeps and got the field ready. You've seen this before.
I have, and I tell you what, this is one of the great things that makes this place what it is. Everybody pitching in, group effort, collectively working for a common goal, which is to put on a super product for us here at NET.
Apparently, Damon, they come to Burwell, Nebraska's big rodeo. That they're about ready to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Nebraska's big rodeo in Burwell. We would love to see you up on a bull, maybe do a little, some calf roping?
Listen, they've been on me for about a year to come up here, and they want me to go rafting down the Calamus River. And I just don't know. I'm a little out of my element. I'm afraid of hoofed animals. Especially when they're not in a very secure enclosure.
I'm afraid that you're being dead serious right now.
I'm so serious. Yeah, not kidding you. I prefer to swim with sharks than deal with horses and bulls.
We got to get you to Burwell. Great part of the state, without a doubt. All right, so here's a look at the team comparisons between the two. You see the points per game heavily weighted in favor of the Bulldogs. Nearly 64 points per game, a little bit like what we saw in D2.
Again, except you'll see the gaudy yards per game. That is a ton in 8-man football at almost 465 a game. But again, with 64 points a night, it is Burwell's defense and ball control offense that can be complementary.
42.5 points per game is the average win differential or point differential for Creighton this year. And in the playoffs, it's been even more impressive. In the playoffs, Creighton has averaged 74 points per game while holding their opponents to 24. They've beat their opponents, all 4 of them, by 50 plus.
Yeah, and they haven't been tested yet, battle tested. Yeah. But I tell you what, if Burwell can hang in there and withstand some early punches, we'll see if they can settle this one into a little bit of a back and forth.
Ready now for the Class D1 state championship between the Longhorns of Burwell and the Bulldogs of Creighton. You know, you mentioned Creighton really hasn't been battle tested. They haven't been in a tight game yet this year. Does that become a factor if it is tight?
Well, it can, but it's going to have to get somewhere near the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter. A tight game in the first half won't do it. You don't get your mettle tested until it's crunch time, and we'll see that later in the game if it presents itself.
For introductions, let's go to Steve Lemon.
And now for the introduction of the players and coaches. Here are the starters for Creighton. Number 1, Travis Tyler. Number 3, Braden Zimmer. Number 7, Thad Hazen. Number 8, Derek Wortman. Number 9, Clay Curtis. Number 12, Connor Hammer. Number 15, Sam Van Meter. Number 20, Caden Wortman. Number 21, Cody Hanvey. Number 22, Bryce Zimmerer. Number 32, Brian Johnson. Number 50, Brody Vrooman. Number 67, J.D. Kuhlman. Number 73, Cameron Tyler. Number 80, Brendan Waldo. And number 87, Terrence Burrell Jr. The head coach is Zach Clement. And now here are the rest of the Creighton Bulldogs.
So there are the Bulldogs of Creighton, unbeaten on the year, averaging 64 a game. And looking for their first ever state championship. They've been runner-up twice. Back in 2002, they lost to Lawrence Nelson 14-7. And then in 2010, they moved down to Class D1, and that was a loss to GAC. The Guardian Angels Central Catholic 44-14. So looking for that first ever title. This is very familiar territory for Burwell. Let's introduce you now to the Longhorns.
And now here are the starters for Burwell. Number 1, Joshua Urbanovsky. Number 8, Joel Ostrom. Number 10, Corey Daw. Number 11, Tim Hughes. Number 12, Coy Gideon. Number 15, Jordan McBride. Number 18, Sage Konachek. Number 20, Jace Williams. Number 21, Baden Kopsey. Number 24, Bodie Jensen. Number 28, Levi Bodie. Number 60, Baptiste Riuse. Number 68, Weston Swoboda. Number 74, Colby Mitchell. Number 75, Hunter Mayfield. Number 77, Logan Smith. The head coach for Burwell is Luke Gideon. And now here are the rest of the Burwell Longhorns.
Burwell Longhorns undefeated on the season, third trip down here to Memorial Stadium in the last 4 years. They won it once, won it back in 2016, state runner-up in 2015. Well, let's take a look at where these two teams hail from. Creighton, of course, up in the northeastern part of the state. And Burwell right in the heart of the Sandhills, home to Nebraska's big rodeo, Damon.
That's what I hear, LP. That's what I hear.
Burwell knocked off Arcadia Loop City in the quarters, and in the semifinal, a 23-22 win over North Central. A bit easier road for Creighton as they rolled Lutheran High Northeast and also Exeter Milligan Friend. Let's go back to our public address announcer for the introduction of those singing our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats as we honor of America with the singing of our national anthem. Our anthem today will be sung by the North Platte High School Octet under the direction of Miss Leah Purdy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Under the direction of Miss Leah Purdy, that is the North Platte High School Octet with our national anthem. We're ready for D1 championship action from Memorial Stadium. It's coming up next on NET Sports.
The values that Methodists bring is family.
It's important going through school that you're not just a number, that you're a face and that you're a name to a teacher. And so I loved the small class sizes.
What it means to me is that I found my foundation where I can build on my passion and I can embrace something new in my life. It is a place where I know that I'm supposed to be.
Early mornings, late nights, emotionally, physically, mentally tougher. Generations of trust, innovation, and hard work done side by side. The decisions you make for your land and livestock have a direct impact on your operation, the region, and the world. That is why we're there when you need us anytime, every time. We both have one chance, one season, one mission. Tougher together. Aurora and you.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Interactive exhibits for all ages bring sports to life at the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame. Nebraska's history of high school sports is alive, while historic memorabilia preserve the rich heritage.
The Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame is for fans of all high school sports, like me.
Inside the NSAA headquarters at 500 Charleston Street, just north of Haymarket Park in Lincoln. More information at nebhalloffame.org.
Not a bad afternoon in the capital city, 42 degrees. We've got a north-northwest wind. It is at 14 now, but has been gusting up to as much as 20. Humidity is 60%, but you know, we're in late November. It's not bad for football at all here at Memorial Stadium. Here's a look at your officials. Hartzog, Mashmeyer, Value, Scudar Anderson, and our red hat is Stromer. Ready to go now for the Class D1 state championship. The coin toss was won by the Longhorns of Burwell. They chose to receive. There is Coach Zach Clement in his first season with the Creighton Bulldogs, 12-0 in his career.
Yeah, not bad for year one.
Plays a little semi-pro football himself. And there is the head coach of Burwell, Luke Gideon, in his 18th year. Very familiar place here on the sidelines of Memorial Stadium. 120-56, but for the first time ever, Burwell is undefeated coming into this state championship game. So as we said, the Longhorns won the toss. They have chosen to receive. Copsey and Jace Williams are deep to receive for Burwell. Kicking it deep will be Terrence Burrell Jr. for the Creighton Bulldogs. One state championship already in the books, and we're underway in the second. That will sail through the end zone, and the Longhorns will take over.
Travis Tyler with a big leg. We've seen some big legs here in the state finals, you and I together.
Yes.
When we had Boss a couple years ago from, is that?
Oh yeah.
Is that Sacred Heart?
Yeah.
Oh, or Pius? Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart, I believe. Was it SCOTUS?
It was Green. It was SCOTUS. That's what. Yep, Columbus SCOTUS, because he went on to play for a state soccer championship. Right? So the give is to enough of that. Jace Williams. Jace with the first carry of the game, as you said, Damon, 1,400 plus yards on the ground this year for the Longhorns. They will look to control the ball with Williams running it on the ground.
Yeah, he is power personified, built low to the ground. He's got a great trunk. He's going to have his hands full with the man in the middle right there, Travis Tyler.
Sates Konachek and Coy Gideon, two of your impact players offensively. And for Creighton, you mentioned it, Travis Tyler, big guy up front at the nose, will try to disrupt there right in the middle. They go an empty set, back to throw is Konachek over the middle and just over the outstretched arms of Coy Gideon.
Right away, you see Tyler. He's going to get he's got a single matchup here. He shows good quickness, good hands. Not your typical nose guard. He is extremely active and fleet of foot. Good athlete right there in the middle.
5 sacks to lead the team. 43 tackles on the year.
Gotta like wear a bit. You gotta like when a big wears a single digit, right? Let alone one.
That's right.
It's the slimming effect.
That's what I was gonna say. Third down now and 7. Back to throw again. Konachek and just misses Urbanovsky out of the backfield, incomplete. 3 and out on the first set of downs for the Longhorns.
Yeah, right away you see what happens when Burwell gets off schedule. You go to the passing game, and while they're capable, they much rather have that football stay near the ground.
So back to kick it away now is Coy Gideon. Gideon averages 37 yards per punt on the season. Back deep for the Bulldogs is Connor Hammer. Hammer calls for the fair catch. He'll reel it in at the 31-yard line, and that's where the Creighton Bulldogs will take over. Their first possession coming up when we come back here in this Class D1 state championship between the Bulldogs and the Longhorns on NAT Sports.
Chadron State College, offering several online master's programs. Students can earn an organizational management degree in human services, sports management, or natural resources. Chadron State College also offers an accredited online Master of Business Administration degree. The 8-week online courses allow students to work at their own pace wherever they are. Chadron State College, serving Nebraska and beyond since 1911. Information at csc.edu.
For me, asking why is just getting started.
It's more than an activity. It's me doing what I love.
I'm not a stereotype. When I rewrite the rules, things get better.
I know that all these experiences matter.
These moments will help me become something more.
Little things always lead to something bigger.
Do it.
Track it.
Earn it.
What you're doing now will help you get scholarships later. Find resources from Education Quest at trackyoursuccess.org.
Like we talked about earlier, you've been preparing all year. Okay, all year you put the hard work in for this, right? This is where it pays off. Okay, you trust in your teammates, you trust in the game plan we've been doing all year. Okay, we're gonna come out victorious in this game. Okay, put faith in your teammates. Okay, you've carried each other all year. Don't let this game be any different. All right, you got all the faith in the world in you boys. All right, I've enjoyed this entire experience with you guys. Let's finish it the right way. You got it? Okay, let's get this thing done. Here we go.
Zach Clement talking to his team before the game. Very much a team atmosphere in his first year at Creighton.
Got a little cool factor to his game. You'll see his creativity. He is very good with a dry erase board.
Ready to go here. We'll keep on the first play by Braden Zimmer. And Braden into Burwell territory down to the 25, make it 26-yard line on a big carry on first down.
Yeah, right away conceptually you'll see how he likes to use two backs, but the quarterback is the third. That is true power I when you have two lead blockers plus your offensive line. You'll see them do multiple things with two backs in the backfield. A lot of versatility in this 8-man game with this offense.
23-yard gain for Zimmer on the first play from scrimmage for Creighton. This time he gives it to his cousin Bryce. Bryce hard into the hole, a gain of about 3 or 4. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, 13 yards, a touch for Zimmer. He knows what to do with it with the ball under his arms.
Sam Van Meter also with 159 yards receiving and a touch, along with Bryce out of the backfield. And Bodie Jensen leads the team for Burwell with 113 tackles on the year from that weak side linebacker spot. Second down. They're giving the jet sweep. And that's Zimmer for a first down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
Even with the sweep game, you see how quickly Creighton can get on top of you. Very fleet of foot and can get downhill in the run game too, which we saw in the opener with the quarterback power game. We thought we liked Johnson Brock's innovativeness on offense. Not to be outdone here by Creighton. We'll see.
First down and 10 from the 13. Goes up into the hole. Zimmer in there for the touchdown. Fourth play from scrimmage for Creighton, and they're on the board.
When you start to talk about offensive concepts, when your quarterback is a runner in this game and you have a good lead blocker in the backfield, it is their best player on your best player, just like 11 on 11 when it's dual threat quarterbacks. And Zimmer, as we highlighted, is a good one.
So the 2-point try for the Bulldogs. Empty backfield. Zimmer keeps it himself and in there for the 2-point conversion. 49 yards in 4 plays goes the Creighton Bulldogs.
Offensively, they are a handful. Now, we saw a quick start this morning, and Johnson Brock was able to answer after getting down by 20. Creighton presents a different challenge because of their ability to get chunk plays in a hurry. Burwell's going to have to answer relatively soon. You do not want to play catch-up against this Creighton bunch.
1,300 plus yards on the year for Braden Zimmer. His cousin Bryce rushed for 2,400. And the Zimmer cousins on the board here early on for the Bulldogs, looking for this school's first ever state title. And there is Luke Gideon in his 18th year. Very familiar with the confines at Memorial Stadium. Back deep to receive, Jace Williams, number 20. And Copsey, number 21. Travis Tyler boots it away and into the end zone. 2 kicks, twice through the end zone for Travis Tyler.
Right now, if you're Coach Gideon and company, you just got to keep your composure, stay the course. It's plenty early. Only, still 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Offense fully intact. No panic mode here for Burwell.
So the quarterback for the Longhorns is Sage Konachek. Konachek, 659 yards, 9 touchdowns rushing, over 1,000 yards passing, and another 17 touchdowns. Jace Williams to his left. He'll give it to Williams, and nothing there into the heart of that Bulldog defense, and the big guy, Travis Tyler, was right there.
Yeah, he can all but 2 gap. He'll line up on the nose, can play left, right, or he can bull rush you. He really allows you some freedoms in a 3-man line when you have a guy that commands as much attention as Tyler does.
He just ate up the block and the running back.
When you watch him use his hands, he's really good with what we call the shock.
So an empty set here for Konachek. Give inside to Coy Gideon. Coy Gideon has some room and a first down for the Longhorns. First down for Burwell.
Yeah, the edge run game for Burwell will be of the utmost importance today. You figure it's going to be tough sledding in the middle, so their ability to get to perimeter will be tested, but something I think they're going to have to be able to pull off if they want to have some success on the ground.
Ball placed at the 26-yard line here in this 8-man game. 80-yard field, so the yard markers you might see would be 10 off. So that is not out near the 40, rather out near the 30-yard line for the Longhorns.
Tried to trap Tyler there with a little counter action with a backside puller. You can tell Tyler's well coached too. You see him get down the line of scrimmage, even from the nose tackle spot. Amazingly athletic for his size.
2nd down and 7 coming up for the Longhorns. Give is to Williams. On the counter, Williams has some room. Got a blocker out in front of him. Down the near sideline, inside the 35 to about the 33 on the best carry of the day for Jace Williams.
Getting by with a little help from his friend Josh Urbanowski out there on the edge. You don't have sweep gains and long runs without help, and look at this right here in your living room. He is an absolute load when he gets his shoulders square. It is not for the faint of heart. When you go trying to pick flowers, you better stay up and get him around the waist.
Yeah, you go into those tree trunks and you're going to have some trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, tough sledding.
So first down here for Burwell. Williams gets it again after a short gain.
Really good job fitting in the run game by Bryce Zimmer. Those runs on offense don't appear to be much, but as the game wears on and you get those kind of collisions at the line of scrimmage, they wear on you if you keep yourself in position where you can still utilize your ground game. Take a look at this collision at the point of attack. Falling forward.
Call it a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Konachek back to throw. He's going deep. Had a man out there and tipped away. Nice job defensively for the Bulldogs. Clay Curtis on the play.
You'd like to see Coy Gideon keep running. I think he pulled up and maybe tried to find it and gave the defensive back a chance to close. It's a well-thrown ball.
Defensive play there.
Yeah, slight shove there. Curtis trying to make a play on the ball. Boy, another guy with a hand issue. 2 games. We're 2 for 2. 2 games, 2 casts.
Back to throw is Konachek. Not going to escape Tyler, who throws him to the ground. And getting up slowly is Konachek. Yeah, he is wobbly. Look at Konachek. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's not good. You watch his head bang off the turf here. He is a little wobbly.
So he tried to get up and almost fell back down, went sideways, tried to get up again. And they will clearly run him through a concussion protocol quickly.
Yeah, that changes the way the game is played, and that's why we see those. That would be a penalty in the NFL. Hasn't quite made its way down to the high school ranks yet, but that is an explosive athlete right there in Travis Tyler.
So Coy Gideon in there to punt it away on 4th and long. High into the air. Takes a Burwell bounce inside the 15, right at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Creighton Bulldogs will take over. As they check on their quarterback, let's go to last year's Class D1 state title.
Butler Tigers beat the South Loop Bobcats for the 2017 Class D1 state title. East Butler was in good condition until their starting quarterback Dalton Bohawk went down with a knee injury, and running back Jaden Reynolds took over until he was cleared. The Tigers' Brandon Rezak led the team with 13 tackles and aided a defense with 6 forced Bobcat turnovers. East Butler finished on top, taking home their first title since 1989.
12-0 on the season for these Longhorns. Did not make it last year to the state championship game, but won it in 2016. Runners up in 15, back here for the third time in 4 years. So back out there for the Bulldogs, Braden Zimmer at quarterback. Behind him, Bryce Zimmer. Braden keeps it on the left side, breaks one tackle, have a flag on the play, and that's going to be a hold.
I tell you, as Konchak, good to see him up, and I watched him go through. I've seen those tests a time or two, the series of concussion protocol that you've got to be able to respond to. Very good job by the Burwell, their medical staff, to be on top of it. But
yeah,
you know, you watch Tyler here, and he's lined up at the left guard spot, and a lot of times where he's lined up is where they're going with the football.
Block in the back, white, replay first down.
Just to watch his athleticism and his footwork at this juncture early on at the 7-minute mark, he's something to behold, even better in person than he is on film.
So after the penalty, it's first down and 14. Zimmer keeps it again. He'll be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Corey Daw, the middle linebacker for the Longhorns, makes the play. Let's go down to the field. Doug Duda has an update on Konchak.
Yeah, guys, it looked a little bad there for Konchak, but they've already put him through the protocol over here. He's over with Coach Luke Gideon. It looks like he will be able to go on the next offensive series for Burwell.
Yeah, that's good news. He got up off the turf and wasn't sure where he was for a second.
Like, Daw's a good player. You watch him kind of on tape. He's a classic runner hitter for Burwell. He's going to have to be big today.
Loss of 3 on the tackle by Corey Daw. Zimmer keeps it himself. Good gain on second down. That'll bring up third down and short after the keep design quarterback draw for Zimmer.
I know the Burwell folks are wanting a hold there at the end of on the line of scrimmage. Kind of a bang-bang play when you're trying to turn a corner. Watch him right at the point of attack there. He's under the pads a little. He lets go just in enough time. And Zimmer does the rest. He's a really good athlete, isn't he? Got good size.
Reads his block well.
Quarterback run game. It is the way of the future. It's the way of the now.
On third down. And a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. Yeah, interesting. You mentioned, you know, he's looks like a big guy and a good athlete. And we certainly were talking about Travis Tyler and his size, but Creighton doesn't share size and weight.
No.
Did you see that?
I did see that, but that's okay. My eyes tell me.
Yeah, that's right.
my eyes tell me that's a good sized football team, and Zimmer and Tyler help with that.
Does it pass the eye test? You can watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Download the free NET Nebraska app today. Watch college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, live web streams. A lot of content on our app. Search for NET Nebraska in the App Store or download free at netnebraska.org/apps. The temperature's dropping out there.
It is. The sun is it's firmly tucked behind the clouds now. It's only going to get colder.
So on third down, the keep, first down. Zimmer still running. Out near midfield, good carry by Braden Zimmer.
Yeah, just the dilemmas of the quarterback run game. He's in essence the second back in the backfield and can sometimes be the third, as we saw in the opening series with two traditional running backs flanking Zimmer. This is just QB power. One of the things that makes Coach Frost and company salivate with a guy like Adrian Martinez and his size. The full quarterback run game is in effect.
Zimmer keeps again, this time a short gain of about 2, brings up second down.
Really sound defensive line play on the end by Urbanowski, coming in to fit in the run game. He understands, he trusts his teammates. You got players down to dive. He was responsible for quarterback. He was there to make a play.
Zimmer motions out, just through the hands of the intended receiver. That's Sam Van Meter, the tight end. We'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
You get a feel that Coach Clement will come back to that empty backfield and allow Bryce Zimmer to work a little bit one-on-one. He's got a good matchup out there on the edge when he's in motion to the single receiver side.
Little bubble screen, incomplete. They had it set up. Connor Hammer couldn't hold on.
Yeah, well designed. Burwell was on the hoof, no pun intended, trying to get there. That was a nice crease if he hauls that in. We've seen 2-back run game, 1-back run game. We've seen the tunnel screen game. We've seen the vertical passing game. We've seen a little play action.
Yeah. Diverse. Coy Gideon back deep to receive the punt. Gideon lets it slip by and go into the end zone. So Burwell defense stops the Bulldogs for the first time today. Now the offense with an opportunity to try to even this up. 8-zip here, 5:20 to go. First quarter action of this D1 title game. And there is Konachek back out there. 6'1", 180-pound senior.
Obviously got good toughness after he shakes that one off.
There's Williams with the toss. Puts his shoulder down, leans forward, and picks up an extra 3 or 4 after contact.
Outstanding job by Logan Smith on the pull. He's got the kick out and block. And then you let the big fella, Jace Williams, get on that right hip. I like to tell our running backs, if that offensive lineman has a camera right there in the smack of his bum, you need to be in the picture. You see the kick out block. You'd like to see him run the feet a little better. Good strike at the point of contact. You always want to be in that picture frame.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. Here's Williams again. Enough for a first down for Jace Williams.
It's interesting, even at the 8-man level we've seen so far in D2 and D1, the counter game in using a variety of pullers as the second puller. In 11-man, it's a little more traditional with guard tackle. Being short alignment in the 8-man, you use a lot of your H-back type and some, right here, even a flanker to come out and get that 2-man counter game. Nice little subtle nuances to arrive at the end game.
Inside give, nothing there. Tyler was there along with Zimmer to shut down Williams.
And just his ability to use his hands. He locks out on you. He typically right now, at least early on, is watch him use his hands. See, he's in, when he's into you with his hands like that, it's like a stone job. It's just hard to move. Really good job fundamentally wise. He sees his head get down. He gets down the line of scrimmage, reading that via the neck. Well-taught bunch.
Loss of 2 on the play. Konachek back to throw. A little floater. Wide open is Urbanowski. Urbanowski down the far sideline inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line.
Well, he's got a little get up and go from the standstill. Ball thrown a little behind him. But then once he makes the catch, you see a little drag route. It's natural pick, as we like to call it. Ball's behind him, but watch him immediately get stopped and started. Then outstanding hustle from Thad Hazen to run him down from behind. That's the price you pay for playing man-to-man.
Here's Williams. He's got room. Gain of 9 for Williams, and all of a sudden Burwell moving the ball.
That's an outstanding job by Braden Zimmer. He tried to undercut the pull, but he was fast enough to do it. You typically don't see this pan out. He played underneath the block and made the play. Well, you let 2-0 get his shoulder square. It takes some courage.
Give to the fullback. The carry here by Corey Daw. Daw keeping his feet down inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line, and a carry for Corey Daw.
I like Daw on defense as well. This can really help slow the interior of Creighton's defense down, right? Just a little short set, you rub, you read it like Veer, except you're blocking him. You just want to occupy, not engage, and let your fullback do the work. So you at least force Tyler to make a choice. If he bull rushes, it creates a natural seam. If he picks the side, you just need to be patient as a fullback.
First down and goal from the 3. Pounding in there for the touchdown is Williams.
Tell you one thing watching this from where we are. Burwell plays with outstanding pad level. Their linemen play with good leverage, and when you want to run the football with this tough guy run game, you've got to be able to get underneath folks. Enjoying this one early. You can tell these are two well-coached football teams from a fundamental standpoint.
So they will go for 2 here. Give to Williams again. He gets behind those big offensive linemen, but the bigger offensive lineman of Creighton will stop the 2-point conversion. It's no good. Tyler right in the middle, slowing things down.
Yeah, he missed his hole initially. As we take a look at the replay here, this is just good old-fashioned. Oh, that's ISO on the score there. That's what that was. Just get a hat on a hat, let the big fella get downhill. Look at that. That's actually for Jace Williams. That's actually probably getting skinny through the hole. That wasn't much of a crease there. He gives you the slight shoulder pad turn. I always like to tell our players, when you see that crease, you got to be the crease. Little subtle shoulder turn. He fit right through there. That's well done, young man.
Touchdown for Jace Williams. Let's go down to the field to Doug Duda.
Guys, in the 8-man game, you see the 2-point conversion so often. Burwell earlier in the playoffs had to chase some points as well when they fell behind, but they actually do have a place kicker in Baptiste Ruiz. He is a foreign exchange student from France. They also had a foreign exchange student from France as a place kicker as part of their state championship team 2 years ago. So not only rodeo, but they can find a pipeline over to France to bring some kickers in.
The international flavor of love, football. I wanted to see Ruiz maybe attempt a kick or two. His entrance when they announced his name, he had a nice little, you know what the kids do, they make up something like, hey. I just want to see him celebrate if he makes a big kick. I think he's got something in store for us. Maybe a little pastry or icing.
Well, as you know, Damon, a lot of schools around the area recruit really well locally. They recruit internationally in Burwell.
Did you say recruiting? I know not of what you speak. Or may not have spent a time or two in a 7th or 8th grade hallway.
That's right.
As a student.
Went back to school. Huh? So the kick goes out of bounds, and that's where Creighton will take over at the 32-yard line. So Braden Zimmer, the quarterback for the Bulldogs, back out there. Empty set for Zimmer. in motion. Zimmer keeps it. He has some room. Zimmer, look out. Down the far sideline. Zimmer inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Big carry on first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, off the jet sweep action. I'm just telling you, this will be a headache for Burwell if they don't adjust defensively. They're in a bind here on the edge because you have to set the edge, but your quarterback is the free ball carrier, so you have to fit in the run game backside. Conceptually, that is tough.
Same formation here. Same play the other side.
Yeah, they're going to have to adjust.
And he's got room. Near side, diving near the end zone. Touchdown, Zimmer. 2 plays and a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, right on cue. Now you can see that unfold from up here. That's the coach in me. Just from a concept standpoint, Burwell is going to have to make an adjustment as we take a look at the replay. You're just one short on the backside, and if you're slow to go, your quarterback is out of the back gate, and Zimmer is too good of a ball carrier to not be playing downhill.
48 yards on 2 plays for Zimmer.
Okay, their scoring drives, both of them have amassed what?
6 plays.
6 plays. It's impressive and explosive, all of the above.
So the 2-point conversion try. Zimmer will keep and not go anywhere. 14-6. Creighton on top. As you said, Damon, the first touchdown drive was 4 plays. That 2 plays, 48 yards.
You see what happens when they get on your backside. Your safety has a bad fit, and he's out the back door. Quarterback run game has changed the game dramatically. Even at the 8-man level, you have got to account for the quarterback. There is no such thing as a free safety. He's just a run defender. 6 plays, 97 yards, a minute 21 between the 2 scoring drives. Wow. That is unbelievable.
121, 14 points. Well,
who said time of possession matters?
That's right. This Wednesday on NET World, Big Red Wrap-Up moves to a special time due to our high school football championships. You can join Andy Kendi, who is in for Kevin Kugler, and Andy's guests as they look ahead to Friday's game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. You don't want to miss Big Red Wrap-Up on NET World, Wednesday night, 8 Central, and then again at 10 p.m. on NET. What do you think about that one in Iowa City?
Well, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I think it's going to surprise some people. I think there'll be some points generated in that one. I could easily see the total between the 2 teams getting up into the high 50s.
Yeah. Iowa looked impressive this past weekend.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
Nice bounce back game for them when they had a chance to not feel very good about themselves.
Right.
Illinois, the team, though, when you want to get your ground game going, have them show up.
They showed up. Tyler with the kick and through the end zone again. 14-6 Creighton. And now back comes the offense of the Longhorns to try to even this up.
Creighton puts so much pressure on your offense to match scores, and you've got to stay within yourself and play it 1 play at a time. Sounds a lot easier to say up here, but there's a tendency to have that natural panic because of the way that they can crease you and generate points.
You saw Zimmer out there on defense already. 9 carries, 117 yards for the quarterback for the Bulldogs. And here's a great run by Williams, who breaks tackles into the secondary, gain of 15 yards out to the 30.
Safety play is so important in this as alley runners because your job is difficult because you're not a hash-to-hash guy. You're a sideline-to-sideline guy. And you see Bryce come up here short. He doesn't make the play, and all of a sudden, it's like playing in a hallway. You don't make that tackle.
Gain of 17 there by Williams. And he's up around 62 yards on 10 carries already. Give inside to Gideon. Gideon with a gain of 3.5 on first down.
No, the counter play doesn't look like much in theory when they run it out of that single wing formation, but what it does do is it keeps your edge rushers really, really disciplined. You can't just play up the field. You can still get action coming back to you. Nice concept offense here by Burwell.
So back in the eye now with Williams at the top of it. He'll get the carry. Breaks the tackle in the backfield and again carries bodies out near the first down and into Bulldog territory.
Well, I tell you, Bryce Zimmer is getting a workout on the defensive end, manning the middle at that middle linebacker spot. Again, playing underneath the puller. Wasn't quite fleet of foot enough that time to make the play. It's a gamble. If you want to see that window, you better get it.
3rd and short. The pitch outside. Williams has to move again. Nice tackle by Zimmer.
Boy, well, he's everywhere. These are two good football players going head to head. This is like classic, that a really good Mike and a really good tailback. They played it well. They forced the QB to feather it. And then Williams just gets to have a chance to go out there and run. Boy, you dread those two as a ball carrier, because it's taboo to let a guy get to your legs. You learn that early.
8 yards on the last carry by Williams. 1st and 10, ball at the 31. On the counter again, a flag on the play. Gideon. Check that, that's Daw with the carry.
I almost thought that was a high-low. It happened so fast. It was such a quick hitter.
Holding called against the Longhorns. This will put them off schedule.
That had to be right at the point of attack. Maybe caught the tail end of that. I think it was Clay Curtis that maybe drew the flag for Creighton, trying to set the edge. You saw him kind of flail down out of control.
Replay 1st down.
Maybe it was the back end of the tail end of a grab.
So the officials step off the 10 yards, brings up 1st down and 20 now for the Longhorns.
That's a really good shot of Coach Gideon, getting instructions from his guys upstairs, telling them what they see. Total team effort when you want to pull this off here at this stage. Then you have to be able to have composure enough to translate what you hear versus what you feel, and then execute a play call.
Timeout called by Coach Gideon just before the play clock ran out. It was down to 2 seconds, then 1, and the timeout called by Luke Gideon. So 15 seconds to go here before time in our first quarter ticks away. 14-6, Creighton on top of this Class D1 state championship here at Memorial Stadium. Well, a lot more coming up this week on NET as we continue our coverage of Nebraska volleyball on Friday and Saturday. First, it begins on Friday night against Ohio State as the Buckeyes travel to Lincoln to take on the Huskers. That starts at 7 Central on NET. Then on Saturday, the Huskers take on the Terrapins from Maryland. The Terps are in town for a 7 o'clock start. Don't miss these two matches. Ohio State and Nebraska on Friday, and Maryland, Nebraska on Saturday, right here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports. And there's a look at the second of the two, Maryland and Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska volleyball on a little bit of a roll. Is that 6 or 7 straight?
Yeah, they needed it, right?
Yeah.
Coming off that stretch where they played 6 top 10 teams in a period of 8 games.
It was some schedule.
1st down and 20, option keeper. Konachik thrown to the ground again. Good gain on 1st down, though. Brings up 2nd down at about 13.
Yeah, see, that's a win given the penalty situation, because it allows you to get some semblance of staying on track here as an offense.
Time will tick away, and that's it for the first quarter of play. Creighton on top here in this D1 title game. The score 14-6. Longhorns driving. We'll try to even it up when we come back on NET.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
The money that comes from Constellation goes directly back into our county 4-H program. So they're directly impacting young people and the development of young people, whether that's leadership development, citizenship development, or helping them develop life skills.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, Education Quest, Constellation, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Second quarter action coming your way from Memorial Stadium here in the capital city, home to these 2018 NSAA state championships. It's what these players have played for and worked for so long, all year, in the offseason, in the weight room, in conditioning, on the back hill, pushing the tires, and look out. Here goes Gideon. Coy Gideon in for the touchdown. First play of the second quarter.
Yeah, this is Lincoln, Nebraska, not New York City. The Statue of Liberty makes an appearance at Memorial Stadium. Well, Coach Frost and company would be proud as they broke that out of their bag this year. How about that? Just the deception, the execution, and the parting of Memorial C. Talk about quick strike. That's quick answer their own. 6 plays, 65 yards en route.
34 yards on the touchdown carry for Coy Gideon. And now they'll go for the 2-point try. Direct snap to Williams, who pounds into the block and leans forward. And we are even at 14.
Well, that'll leave a mark. This is the philosophy we talked about. Watch this. The fake. Oh my goodness. The outstanding job up front.
Colby Mitchell.
Yes, with the cleanup. How about everybody sold it, though? You've got receivers looking for passes. And watch this. He's the third back in the backfield. You get the 2 lead back running game. And this one, you think you want to play football?
As long as that guy's not across from me, yes.
When he just keeps coming, his expression never changes. He's got a little spit on the palms. That's football. 30 degrees out here.
I'll tell you right now, he doesn't mind hoofed animals.
He's a better man. He probably grew up like either raising them or punching them, or, you know, somebody sent me some videos to the morning show and they said, hey, you know, because this started last year.
This
coming to
campaign
Burwell.
to get you to Burwell, okay.
Okay, and so this has been an ongoing thing, and I said, hey, you know, I'm a little afraid. I prefer to maybe swim with sharks or something like that. And I said, oh, no, you know, you just got to be the guy that corrals the wild horses. And they sent me some video, and I'm thinking, I'll never show up there if my job is to corral wild horses. You ever seen that?
Oh, yeah, actually I have seen it, yes.
Yeah. You ever try to catch a Mustang? Yeah.
Not that doesn't have an engine in it.
Yeah, that's Coach Petito. He made a living running away from people for years.
That's right. So we're all even
settling
14.
into a good one.
Let's go down to the field, hear from Doug Duda.
Damon, you know I'm an orange Chanticleer. We'll get you right up the road there. The one thing we got to do is get you to the rodeo and get you in that wild horse race. That's number 1 on the list.
I prefer to be a spectator.
But Mr. Duda spent a few weekends and weekdays at Nebraska's big rodeo.
He's going to be a proud alum tomorrow night, huh? How about that one?
Yeah.
That's living.
Say that again, Doug.
I said you had to know when you went to the rodeo just to get the scores to report them the next day on the sports. That's when you're growing up small town.
That's good stuff. 2nd down and 4 here. Zimmer, a quick pitch inside. Nothing there for Van Meter. Crossing from that tight end, shut down, and it's going to be third down.
All right, this is kind of settled in here a little bit in this cat and mouse matchup, but what you're starting to see a little bit from Burwell is playing better at the point of attack. That's a lot of purple jerseys, 4 of them to be exact, winning at the line of scrimmage.
Didn't overcommit either.
Take a look at this defensive alignment.
Well, good move by Zimmer, but the flag comes down. It's going to be very near a first down, but it likely backed up due to the penalty.
Yeah, you know, it's really tough on those bigs and guys blocking out in space when running backs are doing their thing, because the more movements and the more lateral flow, the better propensity you have to hold, and I think that's what we saw. That's a long time out there on the edge to stay with it mano-a-mano. Take a look at it out there. I mean, he's trying to string it, You see a handful of jersey. That's a pretty good call. It's a tough call because his angle is a little skewed, but when you see the jersey come,
White,
and it's at the point of attack of a run, that's a fairly easy call right there. Now, you know, 3rd and 16, but you're backed up underneath the own shadow of your end zone. Do you get vertical or do you go sweep QB game here?
Out of the empty set, Braden Zimmer in the shotgun. Here comes pressure. They'll roll out, look downfield, has some room. Down the near sideline, Zimmer with enough for the first down out to midfield. Great carry by Braden Zimmer.
And not exactly how you draw it up, but it turns out to be QB run game. And anytime he's got the ball under his arms with room to go, you are vulnerable to this. Makes his mind up. Right there, I think Hughes thought he had a good angle. Zimmer says not today.
40-yard gain for Braden Zimmer. New life now after the 3rd and 16 is converted. Into Burwell territory, Zimmer with the carry again.
I'm going to stay away from the cliche of deceptive or sneaky. Zimmer is much faster than he appears to be moving.
Why would you stay away from the cliches?
Well, you know, you get those.
You get tired of doing it so much.
Sneaky fast or his deceptive speed.
Okay.
He can just be fast.
Okay. I just didn't know why the master of the cliches would stay away from cliches. Toss on the outside. Here's Zimmer. First down. That's the cousin Bryce with the carry and a first.
Boy, early on, Bryce has had as equal an impact as Braden on both sides of the football. Again, he's going sideline to sideline, but this time it's on the offensive end. And look who's out pulling from the fullback spot. Mr. Tyler. Well, he's such a good athlete. They put him anywhere, but chances are wherever he lines up, that's where the ball is going.
How about the backfield?
Yeah, he's due for a carry. Oh, I wouldn't fall for this one.
So Tyler in the backfield, right by Zimmer. They'll follow him right into the hole.
Yeah, find one.
Gain on first down, 7 yards.
That's a very thin number, but he's not hiding behind much. Find where number 1 is, and that's probably where the football is going. How about his athleticism? Left guard, he's played right guard.
Well, they've lined him up this year. They've lined him up
fullback
as an eligible receiver a couple of times this year. He's got a touchdown pass. He's run for a touchdown. Good block at the point of attack. That gets Zimmer loose. Another first down.
Boy, I tell you, between Van Meter and Travis Tyler at the point of attack, that's a lot of meat. Again, just a thin crease. You know, they fit it pretty well. It's just Bryce being a player. He gets to where he's going, doesn't he? Another downhill back. I like those guys.
So 1st and 10. Bobbled snap. Zimmer picks it up, but he's going to be dropped and lose about 7 or 8 yards. Nice job by Gideon to be there. Coy Gideon with the play. This front three for the Creighton Bulldogs, in addition to Tyler, you've got J.D. Kuhlman up there and Cameron Tyler. So Travis Tyler and Cameron Tyler are cousins. J.D. Kuhlman is a cousin of Travis Tyler, but not a cousin of Cameron Tyler. And the two Zimmers are cousins. Yeah, did you get that?
I did.
We're going to quiz later. There's a toss to Zimmer. Great carry by Zimmer. And kind of that long stride, a little over the hurdle action there.
If that quiz is anything like the rest of my previous schoolwork, I can already tell you that it's not going to go well. And I just got tripped up there on kind of that air hurdle. A lot of guys going low in this one. Some big backs.
3rd down and a short 4. Give to Zimmer. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
They might ask for a measurement. That's pretty close. They gave him the left split spot. Yeah, they might move those.
Yep, you're right.
1st and goal.
I was thinking the yellow line was the 1st down line. I've been watching too much TV.
Boy, Coach Clement, he's a cool customer, isn't he?
So 1st and goal. Zimmer with the keep. No signal. Ball pops out. Pops out again. Scramble for it right at the line, and it's going to be a touchback recovered by Burwell.
Hey, Burwell will take it because they they missed out on us giving up a score, but they had one. 80 yards of pay dirt.
Wow.
Right there for Coy Gideon. Watch this. How about the stripping of the football?
He was down.
Unless he was on a Burwell player.
Watch that knee. The knee is clearly on. If we watch it one more time, you'll see the knee clearly on the ground.
Wow, there was a lot going on right there. See if we can take a look at it.
Watch this left knee, right there.
Good call. Good call, Mr. Putney.
Here's a better look. You see the ball not out yet when that right knee goes down. Knee down, ball not out, and here comes the strip. Still got the ball. Still has the ball.
That is some phenomenal camera work.
Great camera work.
I mean, you got a chance to let you narrate. I feel, hey, my day is complete now.
Hey, it's time for NSAA Championship Trivia. Be the first person to email the correct answer to sports@netnebraska.org, and you'll win an NET Sports Championship t-shirt, size extra large. Our trivia question is, who holds the NSAA state record in 8-man football for most receiving yards in a single season? The first correct email to sports@netnebraska.org wins the NET Sports Championship t-shirt. Remember, just one winner per household during the 2018 championship, which means our friend which won earlier from Huntington Beach, California, no longer eligible.
Yeah, early too.
So a good break here for Burwell. The toss to Williams.
It's a whole lot of humanity colliding with one another. And how about the sportsmanship? Chase Williams helping up Mr. Tyler. Two tough guys right there. I'd play with either one of them. And Tyler gets off the cut block. It's down the line of scrimmage. Goodness.
Oh, look at Tyler busting through. Great release. Gets it out to Coy Gideon. Gideon breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Look at Gideon near midfield. Gideon down inside the 35. Ball ripped out and recovered. It was recovered by the Bulldogs.
Well, I tell you, your heart has to go out to Gideon. I don't care what you're a fan of. He had the one in the end zone, and if it down or not, that one got away from him. And then this effort, which was spectacular. You're going to make another man miss. He's got one more in him, the little stutter step, the ski skirt. And this is when it gets hectic. That's an outstanding job by Creighton for continuing to get after the football and not concede the play.
That Hazen there to recover.
That's a turnover, or excuse me, a takeaway, not a turnover. There's a difference.
Nice play there on the stop for Corey Daw.
It's the second time we've seen quarterback slung down.
And Zimmer is still down.
This changes the game.
Suddenly very quiet here at Memorial Stadium as they attend to Braden Zimmerer, the junior quarterback for the Bulldogs. And as they attend to Braden, we're going to take a timeout.
Sportsmanship is the golden rule of sports. You should always treat others the way you want to be treated.
Let the coaches coach, the referees ref, the fans cheer, and the players play.
The memories you make now will last a long time, but the lessons you take away will last a lifetime.
Right here and right now, I want all of you to decide. What kind of impact are you going to leave today?
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
Back at Memorial Stadium where they are attending to Braden Zimmerer. You can see they have brought the stretcher onto the field.
This would be a time we talked a lot about on the first tackle when we saw Travis Tyler get Konachek on the body slam. Usually rules follow the action as vice versa. And would not surprise me to see the folks at the NSAA and the Rules Committee come together on what will be a penalty going here on out on these types of tackles.
We'll take a quick timeout and be back.
Sportsmanship revolves around the student section, athletes, coaches, and most of all, parents.
Know your role as a spectator and positively contribute your part.
Cheer for your team instead of cheering against the opponent. No championship is worth more than your character.
We ask all involved to choose your colors wisely and show support in a positive way.
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
So it's still quiet here at Memorial Stadium as they attend to Braden Zimmerer on the field. We've crowned one champion already here at Memorial Stadium. This is the second of 3 championship games. Our third coming later this evening, and you can see the concern and the quiet that is kind of fallen here at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah. It's the downside to the sport, that's for sure. You can definitely, there's an eerie type of quiet at Memorial Stadium, one in which I've never heard when there are people in the stadium.
We're coming up at halftime here of this D1 championship game. We'll show you highlights from NSAA cross-country championships. We'll also take a look at some of the highlights from the first half as well as the statistics. And as they continue to check on Braden Zimmer on the field and the concern on the faces of all players, we're going to take another timeout. We'll be back here at Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
Sportsmanship is the positive and professional support of players and athletes alike in the spirit of competition.
More important than the scoreboard or the season record is our attitude and behavior in the field of competition.
Sportsmanship has become a lost art, and sometimes we needed to be reminded of this.
Always remember to win with class and lose in style, respect the game, and most importantly, respect each other.
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
We will. We will. We will uplift each other. We will work hard together. We will protect each other. We will challenge one another. We will inspire each other. We will celebrate together. We are all neighbors. See our unique stories on Independent Lens.
Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, Education Quest, Constellation, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Back in Memorial Stadium here, the Class D1 state championship game. They have put Braden Zimmer on a stretcher and will now begin to wheel him off of the field. We haven't seen or heard much from down in the field, but we'll try to get a report for you. As you see, they're taking the quarterback for the Creighton Bulldogs, the junior Braden Zimmer, now off of the field. And how difficult, Damon, now for these players on both sides.
Yeah, it's tough
to continue to play.
You know, perspective is it's with the teammates. You know, and even as a player at Burwell, you understand, you know, what these guys across from you are going through, and to rechannel your focus is going to be extremely difficult, to say the least.
So now the difficult part for many of these players back to football. We'll see who the quarterback is. Backup quarterback for the Bulldogs is Sam Vortherms. We'll see if Vortherms is in there at quarterback. It looks like instead it's going to be Bryce Zimmer. So on 2nd down and 7. No gain for Zimmer.
You kind of get the sense that quarterback run game will still be an integral part of what Creighton wants to do. You get some of the similar aspects with Bryce that you would with Braden.
Zimmer pushes it to the outside, enough for the first down. Still on his feet, down to the 30-yard line, and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Seems to have energized the support from the Creighton crowd as well. It's a loud contingency. There's the stiff arm. He bounces to the outside. He's so crafty with the football.
Clay Curtis in the backfield, along with Zimmerer and Thad Hazen as well. Zimmerer in the middle of the pile. Stopped by Bodie Jensen, who leads the team with 113 tackles on the year. Gain of 3 for Zimmer.
They've got all 8 within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Looks downfield, throws it up, down deep's got a man, incomplete. Momentarily had his tight end Sam Van Meter open.
How about the deception? He fakes the quarterback run game, kind of buys time, lets Van Meter clear. That one's on the money.
Van Meter wants that one back.
Oh, definitely. That's above your head. Those thumbs go up.
So 3rd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. 5 minutes to go here. 2nd quarter. Kicks it to the outside. Good leaping dive toward the first down, and that should do it. Enough for the first down and the carry.
Boy, good speed to get to the edge. It looked like the fit was proper. Bryce has other ideas. You think you've got the edge set, and there he goes, and then the hurdle job. State championship caliber effort right there.
Ball now at the 18-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the unbeaten Bulldogs. Zimmer will cut it back. Not much there. From the backside, Tim Hughes with the tackle.
More of that sweep keep game kind of concept. It's a little, the timing isn't as smooth as we had previously seen. Burwell, now that they've seen it a couple of times, has had a chance to adjust to how they want to fit on the backside.
Clay Curtis now in the backfield along with Zimmer. Curtis is the one who has the broken hand. And a flag on the play.
That's that timing.
Yep.
Ball start. Offense. Replay 2nd down.
You know, the jet sweep game, it's a timing and a tempo kind of game, and you've got different cadence now, and you have a different jetter.
Yep.
So a little bit of a double whammy right there.
So that'll back him up 5 yards. 2nd down and 12. Ball right at the 20-yard line for the Bulldogs. Throw again, out in the flat, has his man. There's Van Meter. Gain of about 7 will bring up 3rd down and 5. Make it 6, 3rd and 6.
Right around the 3-minute mark here in the in the 2nd quarter. The points would be such such a good feeling for Creighton here, all things considered, in this 2nd quarter. 2-down territory for sure. Excuse me, 4 down.
Flag behind the play from our referee.
It's been busy as of late.
Hold called on the Bulldogs. That'll bring up 3rd down and 16. There is Zach Clement in his 1st season at Creighton. Plays a little football himself. He played with the Sioux City Stampede, which is a semi-pro football team just this offseason, won the Elite Bowl 10 last summer. Caught a 16-yard touchdown pass in that game. Also plays indoor football for a team in Sioux City. Sioux City Bandits.
Used to play against the Bandits.
Yeah. Sioux City Bandits, the indoor team. The Sioux City Stampede is the outdoor team, which he just won the championship for.
Dead ball.
He's played on both teams.
Offense. Replay, third down.
Yeah, just the cadence, it's disruptive. It's hard to kind of explain from up here, but when you're used to a, whether it's ready, set, go or down, set, hike, and, your jetter, the motion is on him when he hears those cadence. So being rhythmic and in sync is paramount. And you can just tell that right now, Creighton, I can't imagine they practice it a ton with this combination. So hence the trouble.
Third down and 21. Scrambling, gets away from one, and he's going to be well shy, and that'll bring up fourth down. Let's go down to the field to Doug Duda.
All right, guys, obviously these medical reports these days are tricky, but we can tell you that Braden Zimmerer's eyes were open. He was moving. He was answering questions. He will obviously be taken to a hospital to be checked out, but at least he is conscious, and they're taking him in for more checkup.
Well, the movement part certainly is good news, Doug. Thanks very much.
It's encouraging.
Over the middle on fourth down, got a man open and intercepted. Picked off by Coy Gideon.
Yeah, the turnover by Gideon is he was the end to what started. It was his original fumble that got this drive started. Finds a way to make the play. And coaches are probably telling him to drop that.
Knock that down. Yeah, you see it right now.
Position.
You see the reaction.
Listen, you can't tell players that. They just make plays.
It's an interception, coach. So 1:57 to go before halftime, all even at 14. Burwell now with the ball. Jace Williams in the backfield gets the carry. Tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, but leans forward for a gain of about 6 yards.
Not what I call a great sense of urgency here. With 1:40 left, Burwell content to go in at the half, not force a mistake here.
Spins away from one tackle, leans forward. That's enough for a first down for Williams. As time now at 1:24 to go. 2 timeouts remaining for Burwell.
Next 2 plays, if you can break a long run, it probably changes your philosophy here, but for right now, status quo.
Give inside to Joel Ostrom. Not much room there for Ostrom.
By Joel Ostrom. That loss may change how Creighton wants to attack things.
And a timeout was called by the Bulldogs. Oh, Burwell checked that. So 1 timeout remaining for the Longhorns with 1:04 to go. Even at 14, as you see Coach Luke Gideon, who is a graduate of Burwell High School. Luke Gideon, Mike Max, Will Gideon, all 3 coaches on the Longhorns, all graduates of Burwell. It has been a good afternoon, first half here for Jace Williams. Running back already nearing 100 yards, 15 carries, 91 yards for the big running back for the Longhorns.
Just a big, strong power back right here. Gonna get all of it as he gets downhill.
He's been carrying the load for Horn Nation, 15, 91, and a touch. Just a junior is Williams, and on the flag, offsides is going to be called against Creighton.
Dead ball. Encroachment.
Makes that about what, 2nd and 5?
Still second down.
Full playbook still open here. I'll be curious to see how they approach it. Can you rip off a chunk play without having to be too risky as an offense? That's what ultimately it's going to boil down to.
Second down and 5. Back to throw is Konachek over the middle. Got a man there. Batted around and picked off. Fell right into the arms of Connor Hammer. Boy, nice job of Hammer to stay with him. He was open momentarily.
Yeah, that's a couple of times today thus far. We've seen DBs stay with it on would-be catches to continue to fight for the football. Never take anything for granted. Look at them both track it. Well, that is some concentration.
Right on the hip. So Connor Hammer with that interception. Let's see what Creighton does with it here with 50 seconds to go. Time still ticking away. They'll quickly reset. Zimmer again out into Longhorn territory, enough for the first down.
When you have 2 scoring drives that amassed 1 minute and 21 seconds, 34 seconds has to seem like an eternity for one.
Well, they now have the ball inside Longhorn territory with 34 seconds to go. 2 timeouts still remain. And there you saw the numbers for Bryce Zimmer. Just 1 timeout remaining. Check that, 1 timeout for Creighton.
So that's a yard per second if you're trying to manufacture a score here. That's not bad shape, all things considering, with this offense. With only 1 timeout, getting lined up after a potential first down would be paramount here. Clock will stop momentarily for them to reset.
Well, Bryce Zimmer, the other half of that Zimmer-Cousin combination, between the two of them, they have accounted for 3,700 plus yards on the season. And if you add today, it's well over 3,900. 71 touchdowns on the ground between the Zimmers. And now it's on the shoulders of Bryce Zimmer, who is running the show from quarterback. Zimmer looks downfield, breaks 1 tackle. Down the near sideline, steps out of bounds, and that will stop the clock. And enough for a first down. He's got a little limp to him as well.
Good field awareness here, too. Well, how about that tightrope back? Only thing more impressive than that may be in the initial stiff arm.
Right. So 1st and 10. Back to throw again is Zimmer. Out into the flat to his tight end. Has some room down near the 10-yard line on the catch near a first down for Sam Van Meter. Well, they're outpacing their 1 yard per second right now, Damon.
Tell you what, and with 19 seconds from where they are, I don't even think time is a factor. Especially with the timeout. You got plenty of time.
Zimmer puts his shoulder pad down, gains 3 or 4 more, and they will take a timeout here with 12 seconds to go. Brings up 2nd down.
So you probably lose the ability of your run game, but you can take 2 shots for sure into the end zone. If they run it and roll the dice, you better come up 7-11 because you won't get another crack at it if you don't get in.
Right. Well, Nebraska Stories begins its 10th season January 17th on NET. This popular award-winning series, Nebraska Stories, returns on January 17th at 8 p.m. Central on NET. Each Thursday night, you can enjoy smart, compelling, playful, and inspiring stories about people you know and the folks that you'd like to know. The new season of Nebraska Stories begins in January on NET. Bulldogs trying to get a little power here late in this second quarter. 2nd down and 5, 12 seconds to go before half. We're knotted at 14. Bryce Zimmer in the shotgun. And going to be motion on the Bulldogs. That'll back him up 5 yards.
Offense. Replay 2nd down.
And again, that's that timing you're talking about, Dave.
Yeah, can't stress it enough. A difference in cadence. It matters. You've practiced all year with a certain kind of tempo and a certain kind of bark, and then all of a sudden in the last game of the season on the biggest stage, it's different. This is true spread here, empty backfield.
2nd down and 10. Pulls it down himself. Puts his shoulder pad down, leans toward the end zone, and they got a flag, and they're going to say he's down inside the 1 yard line. Flag on the play. It might be a face mask.
Boy, that is some gutsy effort from Zimmer. He looked to be in to begin with. You're going to get the play. You can still run another one if they're over the ball once the whistle blows. It'll be half the distance to the goal line, and they reset that, and they're ready to roll with 4 seconds.
4 seconds to go, already set.
Well, that was some effort.
3rd.
Face mask. Defense. Result of the play is a 1st down.
And it was a face mask right at the goal line. It looked like it prevented him from leaning across, but they'll be able to snap this and at least have one opportunity here to punch it in. Likely the last play of the half. Even at 14.
You want to know who has all the momentum. All you need, the only thing you need to know is what happens on this play right here.
The snap. Touchdown! Bulldogs are in there. Zimmer takes it in.
Gutty effort right there. Ill-advised to maybe pull it down at that time with no timeouts, but it was such an outstanding run. He gets him close enough to be within striking distance. And then you have the benefit of the penalty to help get you lined up over the ball.
Big touchdown late here for the Bulldogs. Comes off of the turnover. To the outside, stretches and does not make it. We're going to say his knee hit before the ball crossed. Official right there in front of it. Here's one more look at the face mask.
The best of both worlds, an outstanding effort and a great run. And
boy, got that hand down. Huh. And then here's the touchdown.
That's just a great effort. Didn't have a lot of room to spare there either. Nose of the ball.
Didn't see the face mask, but it ended up not mattering. 8 plays, 51 yards. You see 56 seconds and that 1 yard touchdown run by Bryce Zimmer.
It only matters if you think that that gave them enough time to line
Reset.
up and run another play.
Which you probably did.
That probably did.
They would have stopped the clock. They had the 1st down.
If the back judge threw it, you could see where he maybe thought that that was a face mask because from his angle, it appeared to be under the cage, but he didn't grab it. And that's why you get the inadvertent call. There are still two types of face masks in Nebraska high school. There's the 5 and the 15-yard variety.
So the offsides will back them up 5 yards. It looked like they were going to run just a quick kick. And one of the players jumped off sides on the kick.
It's pretty good fortitude by Creighton. They had to overcome themselves on that drive, right?
Yeah.
Not only did you have the bad injury, you had 7 penalties since the quarterback change.
And that will do it for the first half of play. The return by Ostrom. Gets down to the 20-yard line, but no further, and that will do it. 20-14 is our score after one half of play in the Class D1 state championship game. Luke Gideon is the head coach of the Burwell Longhorns. He is with Doug Duda.
Coach Luke Gideon, third time in 4 years, you go into the halftime locker room. How do you feel your team played here on both sides of the ball?
Well, you know, we've gave up some big plays, obviously, you're concerned about, but we've been able to move the football on these guys, so that was our concern coming in, and we want to make sure we were able to keep ball control. We should have did that right for halftime. We didn't do it. We turned it over, give it back to them. So we've got to try to get the ball out of their offensive hand because those guys are powerful and they can make big plays. So, but other than that, defensive, I think we're finding some things that were working, and we just got to keep playing hard and make sure we keep control of the football this game.
Obviously, the injury to their quarterback, does that change what you're going to have to do scheme-wise here at halftime?
No, I don't know. It looks like the guy comes in, he's equally as good. So, but yeah, it's too bad. It's unfortunate that kid gets hurt like that during the game of football, but hopefully he's okay. But we're probably not going to change a whole lot. We're going to get after him on defense and maybe be a little more aggressive. We'll see about that. But offensively, we got to keep the ball. We got to keep getting first downs, and we got to score some more points.
Coach Luke Gideon, Burwell Longhorns, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Halftime here, 20-14 as Creighton scores on the next to last play of the first half to take a 6-point lead.
Earning my shield means...
It means I'm always moving forward.
Never stopping, always learning.
It means rising to the challenge of my ambition.
Earning my shield means having the confidence to hold my own with anyone from anywhere.
It means more opportunities for me and my children.
Earning my shield means it's never too early or late to set goals. What does it mean to earn your shield? I found out it don't.
Let's talk about public power for a second. Did you know Nebraska is the only state in the nation served entirely by public power electric utilities? Community-owned utilities mean Nebraskans are working for Nebraskans. Just another way your electric utility shows how public power works for you. Let's talk about public power for a second. Did you know Nebraska's electric utilities are governed by locally elected or appointed boards and councils? This means you have a voice in the decisions made by your local utility. Just another way your electric utility shows how public power works for you.
Pride of place is more than just a saying. It's a movement, driven by a desire to achieve and the unwavering faith of the fans. Like a town and its team, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, Education Quest, Constellation, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. We're at halftime of the Class D1 state championship game. Creighton on top of Burwell 20-14. Terrific afternoon here at Memorial Stadium. We'll be back here at Memorial Stadium in just a moment. Stay with us.
Sportsmanship is the golden rule of sports. You should always treat others the way you want to be treated.
Let the coaches coach, the referees ref, the fans cheer, and the players play.
The memories you make now will last a long time, but the lessons you take away will last a lifetime.
Right here and right now, I want all of you to decide. What kind of impact are you going to leave today?
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
Back in Memorial Stadium, halftime of the Class D1 state championship between the unbeaten Creighton Bulldogs and the unbeaten Burwell Longhorns, 20-14 at half. Let's take a look at some highlights from our first half of play. And early on, it looked like the Bulldogs had everything clicking on offense. Not only was Bryce Zimmer going, but Braden Zimmer had his A game as well.
Yeah, just the true dual threat quarterback. And a nice little answer here by Burwell to give themselves a positive scoring opportunity that they ultimately cash in on behind the big fella and Jace Williams.
Here is the carry for Zimmer. Between the two Zimmerers, 280 yards, 283 yards rushing in that first half. And here's a touchdown. Just gets inside the pylon. And then the Statue of Liberty, and Gideon takes it to the house.
Yeah, really good job up front by Burwell. And then everybody was an actor on that one to pull that play off.
And then undercutting and right on the hip. The interception pulled in by Connor Hammer. And that led to right before half. In fact, the next to last play of the half, the touchdown by Bryce Zimmer, and that put us where we are right now, 20-14 at the half. Here's a look at the numbers, and we talked about the 283 yards. All of the rushing yards for Creighton have come from the two Zimmers.
Yep, and listen, when you're right there where you want to be if you're Burwell, you've got to figure out a way to take better care of the football for first downs to give yourself a chance to get some stops.
When we come back at Memorial Stadium, second half action is coming your way right here on NET.
Participating in multiple Nebraska high school activities has taught me the value of teamwork.
I learned how to be a strong leader among my peers.
We set goals as a team and work hard to accomplish them.
I strive to excel not only in the classroom but on the playing field.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities for our member high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
FFA's vision is to build leaders, grow communities, and strengthen agriculture. The funds from Constellation will most likely be directed to one of those areas. But most importantly, people need to know that it is at the local level. It's helping local chapters.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
On the next Big Red Wrap-Up, we'll recap the Michigan State game with co-host Sean Callahan and special guest Parker Gabriel from the Lincoln Journal-Star. Big Red Wrap-Up, Wednesday at 8 Central on NET World and again at 10 Central on NET.
NET supports those who have driven miles of Nebraska highways. Those who have paid their share of admission fees. Those who have worn their school colors faithfully. Those who have practiced, practiced, practiced. and those who have stood on the sidelines. NET supports those who have supported Nebraska high school athletes.
Welcome back at Memorial Stadium. We are at halftime of the D1 state championship between Creighton and Burwell. Pleased to be joined now by the Assistant Director of the Nebraska School Activities Association, John Dolliver. John's responsible for the girls' golf championships, which are held in the fall. And you had some great weather to deal with this fall, unfortunately.
Yeah, we had Mother Nature decided to make things really difficult for us this fall. And unfortunately, it was shortened by 1 day. We got 18 holes in. And in our golf manual, 18 holes constitutes a championship. We've had it that way since 1995. And I believe in Class C, it was only the third time that we had to shorten it due to weather. In Class A and B, it was the second time that we had to do that. So, yeah, Mother Nature did us no favors in Norfolk, North Platte, or Columbus.
So what goes into the decision on, you decide to shorten it to 18 holes and not play the full 36? Talk about that decision, what goes into the decision, who makes it, and what was the feedback that you've had?
There's a lot that goes into it. Obviously, the course and the conditions of the golf course are things that we take into consideration. How much water's already on the golf course when we start. The amount of rain that fell over what ended up being about 3.5 or 4 days was a lot. We have rules officials that help us determine whether or not we're going to continue playing. Obviously, lightning or anything like that would make it unsafe for our athletes to be out there. We would take that into consideration. But ultimately, the reason this year our courses became so saturated that we could not play golf on them anymore. So unfortunately, this year we were able to only get in 18 holes for each of the championships.
I would assume that going into that, in those situations, coaches know the forecast. They see what the weather's been like. They understand how much rain, and they probably have prepped their athletes for this may be a one-day 18-hole tournament, so let's go out and score well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we check in the teams on Monday morning, we're talking to them about exactly that. And I think every coach knows what the possibility of it is. If weather does happen, and if you looked at the forecast coming into the championship, it was going to be wet. So I think every coach talked to their athlete about, we're going to get 18 holes in, or that's the plan anyway. It might be 9 one day, 9 the next day. It's all up to Mother Nature. And we were fortunate enough to get in that 18 holes in on Monday.
So when you have these type of events, obviously there's a lot of conversation that goes on, and maybe even some proposals that happen to, what's the decision-making process? Does it have to be 36? Have you seen any of that type of conversation?
We had some schools that submitted some proposals to lengthen it or to guarantee that we at least got 36 holes in. I don't believe that any of those made it out of the proposal phase. There was a survey sent out by the National Federation asking the exact question that we got dealt with. I think other states were in the same boat, and they were curious as to what other states do that have two-day tournaments, and every one of them came back with the same thing. It was we revert back to the 18-hole score. So it's not ideal. We want to get 36 holes in, but this year we were able only to get in 18 holes.
So even though you only got 18 in, there were some champs and some teams that played very well over those 18 holes.
Yeah, absolutely. We crowned our champions. We had some ties for individual places, and so when we do that, we usually settle the tie by a playoff. But because of the weather this year, we were not able to do that.
So there are your champs in Class A. It was Lincoln Southwest, Omaha Duchesne Academy in Class B, and in Class C it was Cozad. But overall, I know it was another well-hosted event, and you continue to run terrific championships for these athletes.
Absolutely, and we're very fortunate to be in the communities that we're in. Class A was in Norfolk, Class B was in Columbus, and Class C was in North Platte, and they do a tremendous job with the volunteers and the workforce that they get to help us put on a championship, rain or shine.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you joining us. That's John Dolliver, the Assistant Director of the Nebraska School Activities Association. We are at halftime of the D1 title game. Creighton on top of Burwell. It's 2014.
Head trauma and concussion risk minimization is a priority of the NSAA. When in doubt, sit them out.
Some common symptoms of concussions are dizziness, confusion, and nausea.
The NSAA requires coaches in all sports to take a concussion course annually.
For more information regarding concussion management and return to play protocol, visit our website, nsaahome.org. When in doubt, sit them out.
You are a Nebraska farmer. You define tough. You pushed the limit. You gave it all you had. And when you got to the end of the field, you turned around and we were there behind you every step of the way. Our success is measured by our understanding of your farm. It is measured in your trust in us at Aurora Cooperative. Tougher together, Aurora and you.
Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, Education Quest, Constellation, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support.
Getting close to the second half kickoff here of our D1 state championship game. Creighton able to put one in with 1 second to go in the first half to take a 20-14 lead. Coach Zach Clement with us here. Coach, let's start with the obvious. Your quarterback gets taken out. Any update on him?
We were just told that after he got taken off that he's fully conscious. He's moving around. He's all right back in the medical area back there, but he's gonna be okay there. I know it was a scary thing, that you got to deal with every once in a while, but he's a tough kid, and he's had a hell of a season. To see him go down like that, it's tough, but he's a good kid.
Well, it's good that Braden looks to be okay. I know that has to ease the heart of everybody in that locker room. So how does that change what you are able to do and what you have to do in the second half?
This is an extremely close-knit group. I mean, we've been through a whole lot with this team. Over the seasons, they've had a lot of adversity in the past, and this is just something that even in the locker room, they're talking about. It's a challenge. It's just one more thing that is in the way, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We made some adjustments, but we just got to put it out there the second half.
Finally, Coach, you haven't had to play a lot of four-quarter games. How do you approach that?
Well, at the beginning of the year, we got tested really early, and then after that, we really improved throughout the season. So these kids have been in these tight games here, and they aren't taking this lightly. This is something they're ready for.
Zach Clement, head coach, Creighton. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's take it back upstairs. We got a good one here in the first half. Again, guys, let's see what happens here in the second half.
All right, thanks very much, Doug, and thanks to Coach Zach Clement for joining us in his first season, coming into a state championship game, 12-0, and you're kind of clicking on all cylinders, and then you have your starting quarterback go down, and in the fashion in which it happened, everyone questions, how he's doing. So good news certainly at half for the players, and the opportunity now to adjust.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of peace of mind, because as a player, you're always kind of wondering about your brothers.
Yep.
And how they're doing and their well-being. And I think now that that's out of the way, you can get back settled in to playing the game of football, and because at the end of the day, that's secondary to what's going on. So I think you'll see Creighton kind of settle in and feel a little bit better about themselves, especially after the late score. They have all the momentum right now. So Burwell needs to come out here and get a stop. I'll be interested to see what they do defensively. I think they're going to bring some pressure, really try to force Zimmer to make some decisions quickly, as opposed to letting him be comfortable back there where he can see and kind of scan and improvise, which we saw late in the second quarter.
Logan Smith kicks it away to start this second half action through the end zone, and after scoring late in quarter number 2, the Bulldogs have the ball again to start the third quarter. And there is Bryce Zimmer, who has stepped in to replace his cousin Braden Zimmer. Bryce rushed for better than 2,400 yards on the season, 46 touchdowns, over 5,000 rushing yards in his career. Certainly very capable, just a different role. And how do you adjust as a team to losing your junior quarterback and leader? On first down, a gain of 4 yards for Bryce.
A little more drive-oriented without Bryce and Braden working collectively together. That's one weapon instead of two. So now just a little bit more methodical in terms of how they're going about their offensive output.
Same play, kicks it outside. Puts his shoulder down, enough for a first down as he drives through the tackle of Coy Gideon. Out past the 25 to the 27-yard line on the carry for Zimmer.
You just get the sense you have to be in phenomenal shape to be able to do what he's doing and then turn around and flip around and play defense, and there's just no rest, and you see that a lot in 8-man. One of the things you can really appreciate, there's very little platooning that goes on.
Clay Curtis also in the backfield there. That give is to Thad Hazen, and Hazen with a nice gain on the carry. Thad Hazen, 18 carries for 233 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season. He saw most of his action when the game was already well under control.
Just the subtle patience by Zimmer is interesting to watch, especially from up here, because the plays aren't developing quickly right at the point of attack. And so to see him kind of pick and choose and be patient, allowing things to develop from the quarterback spot, has been a nice match.
Coy Gideon's had a nice game both offensively and defensively for the Longhorns. On first down, dropped in the backfield is Thad Hazen. Busting through there, and a nice play by Colby Mitchell.
It's a good football player right there. You know, he had the monster kick-out block on the long touchdown run with the Statue of Liberty, and he's played pretty good D-line. He's long, so him playing with good leverage and staying low is important for him. It's important for all D-linemen, but when you're built as angular as he is, pad level is paramount.
A loss of 4 on the play brings up 2nd down and 14. Hazen in motion, fake the give. Zimmer was back to pass, but then pulls it down, comes to the near side, and a pick up about 6 or 7 on 2nd down. That's going to bring up 3rd down now and long for the Bulldogs.
A big opportunity right here if you're Burwell when you want to even up the possessions and get a chance to even up the score. You got to get a stop here. Creighton really starting to feel good about themselves offensively after the quarterback change.
Zimmer again into the middle of the pile. Leans forward very near a first down. We'll see if they get a left foot, right foot spot here. It looks like it's going to
He's short.
Be just short. Maybe about a half yard. So 4th down and a half yard to go. Leans forward, enough for the first down.
No guesswork on where that one was going.
Right.
That's really what I think this is going to boil down to. I think 22 is going to touch the ball, obviously, every possession. But from a carry standpoint, he's going to be the bell cow.
His 2 backfield mates are Clay Curtis and Thad Hazen, and with Travis Tyler up front clearing the way. Again, good stiff arm, breaks 2 tackles, stays on his feet, a gain of 13 inside the 20.
Yeah, right at his touch per average, or his average per touch on the season. I said that right, 13.2 yards every time he touches the football, and it's for reasons like this. Yes, there's a hole, but it's his patience to let it develop and then speed through the hole. And then that's about the 3rd or 4th time we've seen the stiff arm as his go-to. It is an old school jab. He doesn't just lazy throw it out there.
Empty backfield. Zimmer keeps it himself, and it opens up. Zimmer with another first down to the 5-yard line. On this first drive to open up the second half, Zimmer has them at 1st and goal from the 5.
It is obviously until he gets tired. Zimmer or right, Zimmer or left. And why not? Ride the hot hand.
From the 5 on first down. Tries to make the corner, cuts it up inside, a gain of 3. Brings up 2nd down and goal to go. Good tackle by Daw, the middle linebacker, who came into the championships with 74 tackles on the season. Give to Hazen, and he's in there for the touchdown. Thad Hazen for 6.
Yeah, you've gone body blow, quarterback off tackle, QB power, and then all of a sudden, a little sweep action gets you going from right to left.
5th touchdown of the season for Thad Hazen.
He just cuts that back up and gets vertical.
They'll go for 2. They'll try to make the corner. Good stiff arm, but driven to the ground, and a nice tackle made by Josh Urbanovsky.
He's a tough kid. We've seen him do business out on the perimeter, both offensively and defensively, as Urbanovsky. Watch this thing just part here as we take a look at the replay through your living room. You get a lot of action, flow. He puts his foot in the dirt, gets back vertical. It's an easy 6 with all the body blows that happened earlier.
So we were tied at 14 and back-to-back touchdowns for the Bulldogs. The first to end the first half, the second to open the second half, and it's 26-14, a 2-touchdown lead right now for the Bulldogs. And now answer time for the Burwell Longhorns. Good crowd from both of these communities, Creighton and Burwell. So to kick it away for Creighton, it will be Travis Tyler, who has put every one of these through the end zone. And that one squibbed and might go out of bounds. Oh, it was touched first. That's one that Tim Hughes would like back. He thought about grabbing it and returning it, and it went off his hands and out of bounds.
Not a ton of difference in the actual yardage. They'll get that at, is that the 15? Well, actually,
right
there is, yeah. He'd like that one back. For a moment there, I was thinking of 25.
25, yeah. Look at the little line markers, not the big ones.
Story of my life.
So the toss to Williams. Williams with a good gain on first down, 6-yard pickup on the toss sweep.
A lot of mutual respect between these two teams, too. I mean, you guys are playing hard and downhill. There's a lot of helping each other up and general concern and respect for the football game. When you respect the game will respect you back. It has a funny way of working itself out like that. It's big time. This is an important drive, though, right here for Burwell. Make no mistake about it.
Williams again found a gap and enough for a first down out about the 27-yard line on the carry for Jace Williams.
It's interesting how in a game like this, it still boils down to patience. Do you yourself get bored with doing the same thing over and over again? And I would, until somebody finds a way to stop it, whether it's QB run game for Creighton or handing the ball to Jace Williams for Burwell.
That last carry put Williams over the 100-yard mark for the game. 17 carries, 103 yards. Now 18 carries, and he'll add to that total. Bowling over tacklers and pulling Hazen another 5 yards, and a good gain for Jace Williams.
His expression doesn't change. He just grabs his lunch pail and goes back to work. All right, right at the point of attack. That's another outstanding job. We'll continue to call his name. That is Colby Mitchell leading the way in that pull game. He gets after it, and look at him get downfield. We see you, 74.
18 yards on that last carry.
A nifty play call with quarterback counter right there.
Breaks the tackle down inside the 15-yard line on the carry for Sage Konachek.
Yeah, I like that. You see the little pull action. The quarterback buys himself some time and he gets downhill. Konachek comes out of the back end of that.
And another player down on the field for Creighton.
Konachek is capable with that quarterback run game. He gives them a different kind of dimension, especially when you got a guy like Jace Williams in the backfield. You got to figure they've got some boot game in there too, as much toss action as we've seen, that they've got boots somewhere in the package for big play potential.
I believe it might be Thad Hazen who is down.
Another good two-way player. We just saw him on the touchdown run and has done a really good job patrolling the secondary.
The Longhorns, you get a sense, really starting to lean right now on that defensive front of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, depth becomes an issue, right? We talked about the inability to platoon. Most players go both ways. This is conditioning at its finest, especially with two teams that are lining it up and just running it at you. There's no place to hide in a game like this.
And Hazen walks off on his own as they'll check him out on the sideline, but he put those shoulder pads and that head down to try to make the tackle and went straight back, and they'll send him to the bench to check him out. First down here for the Horns from the 15-yard line.
Good old-fashioned I formation here.
Williams at the top of the I, Daw right in front of him. Daw, the lead blocker for Williams, gets a good block. 5-yard gain on first down for Williams.
Not a lot of deception to his run game, is it?
Logan Eggers there to make the tackle, not at all.
Real good job by Corey Daw on the lead block too. They use him a lot in that sweep, kind of as the secondary puller sometimes in their counter game as well. Number 10 is a good football player.
Lead block again. Boy, just blows up that front, and Williams puts a shoulder pad down and leans forward for a first down inside the 5-yard line. Down to the 4. First down and goal for the Longhorns.
Yeah, Coach Solich used to call that a good old attack and adjust. That's what Daw is doing, where defenders don't want to give you much to hit. You turn your hips, you stay locked on, and you remove them at the point of attack. Daw doing an outstanding job right now in that two-back run game. Workman-like drive thus far.
Toss again. Williams, touchdown.
Oh, he is a load.
Big drive for the Longhorns.
No panic to their game, stayed the course. You know, if you're watching both drives, and they went about their business different ways, although they both ran the football. You know, Creighton a little more deception, the QB run game, two-back action. Right now with Burwell, this is line it up and stop us if you can.
Another toss to the other side, and in there for the two-point conversion is Williams. So advantage right now, Burwell, in terms of the 2-point. They trail by 4, down 26-22.
And if you're on the body language meter side of things, the folks in purple much more upright and active than those in white. Creighton's having to work pretty hard on their offensive drives. We've seen a lot of third downs, a fourth down. Burwell whipping them off in huge clips, as we've seen Jace Williams now go 23 carries for a $135.
Good time right now for you to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can add a comment or catch up on the latest Nebraska sports information. Make sure to like NET Sports and Big Red Wrap Up and join in the discussion. Correct in that you're liking us right now?
Yeah, well, that's correct. Yeah. I'm definitely following you guys. But Bryce Zimmer with the 23 carries since Braden's injury. So remember, I was talking about working hard on those drives. How much more gas is in the tank of one Bryce Zimmer? Jace Williams looks extremely fresh right now. It's different without Bryce able to play as much defense too. You know, because he's playing so much in the quarterback run game on offense.
Logan Smith, end over end into the end zone. There won't be a return.
Well, we've seen some good kicking games. Some of these guys in the Metro, we might have to borrow a couple of these guys.
So the ball will be spotted at the 15, and there are the numbers of Bryce Zimmer.
At 29 on the day, 23 since the injury. He and Jace going head to head as Jace sits at 21 for 136. You like running the football. You like this football game.
Caden Wortman is now in there at the other running back spot as Zimmer carries that right up the middle. Wortman in there because of the injury to Thad Hazen.
Hazen is up on the sidelines, doesn't have a helmet as we take a look at him right there. Hoping he gets an opportunity to return. Good football play.
Boy, tough run again by Zimmer. Great bounce. He uses his hands so well.
Yeah, and again, we've talked ad nauseum about quarterback run game. You saw what makes it so deadly right there. Their free ball carrier, and that guy right there can appreciate it, and so can the guy next to him, as Coach Frost and Coach Held can appreciate good downhill running. The free ball carrier is left for your free defender, and he either makes a play or he doesn't. And in an 8-man, it's even more exposed because of the confines in which you're playing with.
So first down and 10. Here's a give to Clay Curtis. Curtis, broken hand and all, puts that ball in his right hand. There's a big mid on that left.
And even with only a 3-yard gain, Creighton's still on schedule in this 4-down offense.
I was talking to the radio team from Creighton before the game tonight, and they said earlier this year when Curtis, number 9, had broken his hand, they made the announcement over the radio that he was leaving because of a broken hand and would not return, and got a text from Clay's father saying, oh no, he's coming back. We're taping that baby up. Don't count him out. He'll be back.
You get the sense. He's a tough kid. There's another one right there, Mr. Zimmer. He's got 2 exposed plus a thumb. You know, there's a reason they give you 5 digits on a hand. A little spread here. Watch QB draw here.
3rd and 3. Curtis in motion. Now the lead. Picks off the block, enough for a first down for Zimmer, and he is the workhorse right now.
Yeah, I think Burwell's going to have to make an adjustment. We've seen him on 3rd and less than more than manageable, so 5 or greater. They've used that 2-2 front against that spread. They're probably going to have to get back into the traditional 3-down lineman unless they adjust to motion in the backfield. They're just getting outnumbered.
And knowing that your running clock, you have the lead, you're picking up enough yardage for the first down. At what point do you start to maybe let the play clock tick down a little more because they're beginning to look gassed?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
There's the first win, what I would call a win on first down for Burwell in about the last 3 series. 2 or less on the gain. You've got Creighton off schedule.
Hunter Mayfield there with the tackle.
When they're nickel and diming you for 4 and 5 yards a carry, a 2-yard gain, that's a win.
Zimmer takes the snap, flips it out into the flat, incomplete.
Now you've got him really off schedule. So if you're Burwell and you're on defense, you're thinking one of 2 things. You've either got sweep keep with QB run game, or you've got quarterback draw. Those are the 2 things that have kind of broken your back up to this point. Can anybody else make a play for Creighton, and will they have to?
Direct to Zimmer again. Right up the middle, leans forward. Gain of about 5 will bring up 4th down. And we'll call it 3. 4th down and 3 after the gain by Zimmer.
Take a look at the replay. Look at the pile and the line of scrimmage get recreated for Creighton. Reestablished, excuse me.
That
ball came out.
It was. He was not down yet. He was on the bodies of the defenders.
It's evened out.
4th down and 3. Toss outside, hand outside, not going to get there. Shut down by the Longhorns. Big play defensively. Bodie Jensen there to lead the charge.
Well, he had given us a couple of series to not call his name. He comes in as a defensive stalwart. They found a way to run away from him a little bit, and there he is making a play. His 12th tackle on the day.
Well, time now to check out our NSAA championship trivia. The question we asked you moments ago was who holds the NSAA record in 8-man football for most receiving touchdowns in a single season? The answer, Ben Ideas of Lewiston and Ty Otteson of Potter Dix. 28 in a season. Ben Ideas, one of the coaches. And Matthew Menard from Bennington, Nebraska, knew both. All three, I guess, the two answers and the number of touchdowns.
Bennington, he's got to be close to being a neighbor. I back up to Bennington. Oh, 28 in a season?
Yeah. Let's go down to the field to Doug Duda.
Yeah, it was good to see Ben Ideas down here with Johnson Brock, no doubt about it. Hey, talked to Coach Scott Frost. He's not able to talk to us because it is a NCAA high school, college type of thing down here. But he says him and Coach Held were talking a little bit about the good old days when there was a lot of purple when he was quarterback in Wood River and played Burwell a lot back in the old Lou Platte Conference.
Ah, yes, the purple of Wood River.
The old Lou Platte Conference. How about that?
Ah, yeah.
We talked a lot about that on the morning show heading into this one, but again, as we take a look at the replay, that's just power. You get the kick out by Daw, you get Jace Williams downhill, and you're just hopping on for the ride. Get on that train. In a steady diet of Jace Williams, we get the feel here.
1st down and 10 from midfield. Williams with the toss again. Great tackle on the edge there. Play made by number 67, J.D. Kuhlman. First time we've called his number today.
Yeah. Talking a little bit on the conversation with Logan Smith, you know, who's responsible for in-man on the line of scrimmage. There a little miscommunication. Turned a good run defender free. Again, we talk about winning. That's a win on 1st down. You're at 2nd and 10 right now for Creighton.
Corey Daw, the fullback. Williams again. They'll drop back to throw. Both men covered. Scrambling away is Konachek, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 15. Zimmerer there with the tackle.
Yeah, really good tackle in the open field, and right away you can hear everybody saying, why throw it? You're off schedule on 1st down. That's why. 2nd and 10, you didn't really like where you were down in distance. And then there's Zimmer. How about him making a play? Good open field tackle right there. Now that's a two-way guy.
Yeah.
That is a two-way player right there.
3rd down and 15. Konachek drops back, flips it over the middle, has a man wide open, pulled in and caught. What a grab. Urbanovsky pulls it in for a 1st down.
Yeah. Nice to see him get rewarded for a lot of his dirty work on the perimeter. He's played good defense at the point of attack. He's been very good with his edge blocking, and here he is with a critical 3rd down conversion. Oh, nice adjustment. Good hands catch. Good on you guys in the truck. Looky here. That's just good throw and catch.
Williams again. Gain of 4 on 1st down. Down to the 22-yard line.
I see that 1st down run right there. Doesn't look like much, but that's exactly what Burwell wants to do. Clock's moving. Yep. They're going north and south. It's a win on 1st down. It is 2nd and manageable. The full complement of your playbook is open. Sounds like another touch for Jace Williams coming up.
Maybe the last play of the quarter here. The toss to Williams. Puts that shoulder pad down and lets those tree trunks just drive through the tackler. Enough for a 1st down to end the 3rd quarter.
Talked about fishing around that thigh area. No good. Gotta wrap the big fella up. Eyes through the thigh, or read the back of his numbers.
36 minutes in the books here in this Class D1 championship. 12 to go. We'll have it all coming up right here on NET.
Pride of place is more than just a saying. It's a movement, driven by a desire to achieve and the unwavering faith of the fans. Like a town and its team, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Ready for fourth quarter action. We had one play, which was a carry up the middle for Jace Williams inside the 5-yard line. That makes it first down and goal to go for the Longhorns. Williams puts it on the ground, fumbled. Did he get back on it? He did. Back on his own fumble.
I think that's the second time we've seen that. Those eyes get a little bit big when you see pay dirt. Take a look at the replay here. Oh, bad spacing. You got to open the 45 and push back. Hard to tell who was. Maybe Jace was a little too wide there. Looking to bounce without securing the football first.
So no loss on the play. Still brings up second down and goal from inside the 5-yard line. Williams gets the toss. Blockers out in front, leans forward, touchdown. Jace Williams, and Burwell has taken the lead.
Boy, how about those masses of humanity colliding? Travis Tyler and Jace Williams meeting at the goal line. Locomotive coming through. There's a reason we featured him to begin with in this football game. He's a workhorse.
Opportunity here to make it a 3-point, check that, a 4-point game on the 2-point conversion. Williams again just powers through the two would-be tacklers for the 2-point conversion.
Starting to assert himself. When you're watching, again, when you're watching both these offenses work, as we take a look at the replay here, it's coming much easier, at least the appearance of it, for Burwell. Well, look at that collision at the end. And the 2-point conversion. Playing peekaboo behind tacklers late in the game. It gets easier to do that. Big fella gives it a nod.
Yeah. Big drive, 9 plays, 53 yards, nearly 3.5 minutes. Closed out on that 4-yard touchdown run for Jace Williams. And they have the lead now, 30-26.
And for as wide open as some of these offenses have been today, or especially early between Johnson Brock and Creighton, it has been the ground game that has been the feature component of both these football games. Team that's ran the football better has won the early game, and they're putting themselves in position in this one as both teams just churning out yards on the ground.
How much does Creighton have left in the tank here offensively?
Yep, their depth has been tested.
Logan Smith to kick it away for the Longhorns. Into the end zone, no return. So out comes the Bulldog offense now, down by 4 for the first time in this second half. We were tied at 14 in the second quarter. Creighton scored to end the half, scored again to open up the second half to take that 12-point lead. And it's been 16 unanswered for the Longhorns.
We've seen some runs, haven't we, today?
Yeah. So here is Bryce Zimmer. Trying to get the corner. Urbanovsky there. Drags him down after a gain of about 9 yards. Good carry on first down for Zimmer.
It's been the best offensive design for Creighton all day. Off the jet action that turns into QB run game away from jet action. There's the even front from Burwell again. They do it against those spread sets.
Curtis in the backfield, the lead blocker now. A gain of 5 out to the 29-yard line. That'll be a first down. 37 carries, 229 yards now for Bryce Zimmer. And he has a long of 16 yards. Flag in the backfield. Likely going to be a hold against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was sold pretty good. Came on a stunt. Played across Wortman's face. I think he probably let him go in enough time.
Yeah.
Holding. Offense. Replay first down.
Yep, played across this. Yeah, you could see it at the point of attack. Doesn't feel like much when you're the perpetrator.
Zimmer trying to get to the corner. Defense is there, not much. Maybe a 3-yard gain. He's going to bring up second down and long, 2nd and 17.
Well, he makes you tired just watching. I mean, these are not easy runs, and then he turns around and he's a stalwart defensively as well, up around the 33-34 carry mark.
Got a shoulder pad there and ran right through the first tackler.
Make that 39 as his 39th carry.
Watch this, right into contact.
Tough kid. Now, before this game is over, he's got a chance to broach Johnny McCardle type numbers, where I saw him carry it 51 times from the quarterback spot for Millard North.
3rd down and 10. Figuring they have 2 downs to get it. A gain of 4 is going to bring up 4th and 6. And now with 9:10 to go, what do you do?
Well, there just hasn't been a lot of deception to what they want to do. So can somebody else step up outside of Zimmer to make a play?
Well, 4th down here, you're going to give it to Zimmer, no doubt. Can he get the 6 yards?
Your play action game should be wide open.
And a timeout.
You know, maybe fake a run towards the line of scrimmage, little Tebow.
Yep. Timeout taken here by the Bulldogs. Zach Clement will talk it over with his quarterback. Well, wellness is a lifelong journey. Whether you're interested in preventing an illness, helping a loved one with a health crisis, or just navigating our healthcare system, NET's newest series, Good Healthy Life, will provide you with valuable information and resources. You can watch Good Healthy Life anytime, anywhere at netnebraska.org/goodhealthylife. Let's go down to the field. Update from Doug Duda.
Well, a lot of purple tonight, guys. Obviously, the next football game, Grand Island comes in looking for their first state title since 1990. They'll be honoring Ken Fisher, who passed away last week. The longtime coach was their coach the last time they brought home a championship. Now Burwell looking for their second in 4 years. And guys, just 17 miles down the road from Burwell, Ord's here tomorrow in C1 taking on Aurora. I don't know how the town of Elaria can split their allegiance, all 60 of them.
Here it is, 4th down and 6, wide open, drop. Not fooled. Corey Daw was right there to put the hit on and jar the pass loose.
Yeah, Waldow would love to have that one back. It's a tough catch, but in a game like this, you see the counter action, the little throwback. Not an easy catch, but in a game like this one, playmakers got to make plays.
Opportunity to begin to salt this away here for the Longhorns if they can just continue to grind away with Jace Williams. 8:39 remaining.
You think the big fella's going to get any touches on this drive?
How about everyone?
I mean, he's just turned into he's been the man.
He's going to be near 30 carries here shortly. 28 right now, 175, now 29 carries. Not much there. It was a taken away. Is that a fumble?
Hey, I was just getting ready to say that was some hit on impact. Yeah. You talk about, oh boy, body, ball, collision. Ooh, harm's way.
Boy, Travis
watch
Tyler.
this replay. Watch. Oh, right on the football. That is an outstanding tackle right there. That's the way you draw it up. I think that was J.D. Kuhlman. Look at him get underneath the pad level.
So new life here. A lot of first down right up the middle, a gain of 4. After the fumble caused by J.D. Kuhlman and recovered by Travis Tyler.
Just the emotional pendulum swings in this one.
8:15 to go.
It's what makes this venue special.
A tight one here in D1. Flag from behind the play, away from the play. And that's going to back them up after he had enough for the first down, and now down in the field and up slowly and not getting up is Bryce Zimmer. And this is not good for the Bulldogs.
No. Going to get a hold on the backside. It's going to make that probably 2nd and 15. The real concern right there is for Mr. Zimmer. A bit down on that left leg.
They are checking the leg of Zimmer. So while they check on Zimmer, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here at Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
Sportsmanship revolves around the student section, athletes, coaches, and most of all, parents.
Know your role as a spectator and positively contribute your part.
Cheer for your team instead of cheering against the opponent. No championship is worth more than your character.
We ask all involved to choose your colors wisely and show support in a positive way.
NET Television expands your mind, enlightens your mind, inspires your mind, educates your mind, entertains your mind. NET Television opens up new worlds to you. Explore, travel, learn, discuss, debate. NET Television keeps you informed. Music, theater, dance, art, news. NET Television awakens your dreams, seeks to serve, strengthens our communities. We are Nebraskans. We are NET Television, Nebraska's PBS station.
Back in Memorial Stadium and getting up and walking off on his own power was Bryce Zimmer. You see him walking on the sideline a bit gingerly, but no different than he had been walking for most of that first half. Let's go down to the field to Doug Duda.
Yeah, Creighton discussed maybe taking a timeout. The officials telling him now he will have to set out one play, so that means he's ready to go back in, guys.
Tough sport played by tough men. This one is for all the marbles.
So they had enough for the first down, but the holding call will back them up. That brings up 2nd down and 15 now for the Bulldogs. Direct snap forward to Caden Wortman. Wortman with the carry, and now back in comes Zimmer.
Look at this.
Well, it was an ankle. You could see his ankle kind of get rolled as he was tackled. So 3rd and long, 3rd down and 12. No doubt with 7:25 to go, a timeout here taken now.
Yeah, you get the sense that Coach Clement wants to get this drive right with another timeout used in a 1-possession game. You'd like to bag those, but doesn't want to make any mistakes with this kind of field position at the 7-minute and 23-second mark.
Well, if you'd like a DVD of today's game from the NSAA High School State Championships, just call 1-800-868-1868, or you can visit netnebraska.org. For just $19.95 plus shipping and handling, you can relive all of the excitement from this year's championships for years to come. And we've got a good one here. 30-26 is our score. Final quarter of this D1 championship with 7 minutes, 23 seconds to go. Creighton with the ball. 3rd down and 12 to go, down by 4. And they have been battling injuries and fatigue here in this second half. At one point they led this 30-14. The fake there, looking downfield, waiting for some penetration. As soon as he gets it, he takes off. Puts that down, and a 1st down carry for Zimmer. What a play.
He's so savvy. It just his feel for the game. This is out of Coach Clement's hands. This is just a football player being a good football player. He wanted the wheel route off the bubble look. Then he all of a sudden he's like, okay, I'm gonna take matters into my own hand, and then the heavy run at the end to get the 1st down.
Ball now at the 36-yard line. Here's jet action. Good carry there by Clay Curtis, who wrapped it up with that broken hand. Good gain on 1st down.
Well, this is a big boy drive right now. Multiple timeouts, making sure everything's right. Great individual effort. And now you're starting to see some pressure packages from Burwell. Look, not sitting back. They are bringing pressure without the threat of a passing game. Look at that box.
Zimmer again right up the middle. Very near a 1st down, and likely has it.
Yeah, they're going to wave those down.
Yep.
I think that's a 1st down.
Ball inside the 26, or right at the 26-yard line. 1st down for the Bulldogs. And Bryce Zimmer now at 43 carries, 265 total yards rushing. Steps through one, still on his feet. Spins through, down inside the 10-yard line. What a carry by Zimmer. Is he giving everything he has?
Yeah, he's going to touch 50 carries here shortly. That's the first time we've seen a little bit of enthusiasm. He's been very work-like. How about the step through here? The great balance. Ball's in the wrong arm, doesn't matter. Rumble, young man, rumble. That's just great individual effort.
Ball to 9-yard line, first down and goal. Down by 4, an opportunity to take the lead here late in the 4th. Zimmerer waits so patiently for those blocks to develop in front of him.
That's a big deal. When you run quarterback power and run game with your QB like that, the ability to let things develop in front of you isn't really natural, but when it's done right, it is so tough to stop, because as a defense, you feel like they're almost playing peekaboo with you. You'll see it tonight. Grand Island is exceptional with patience behind what happens up front, and James Burks from Burke is another one.
Time ticking away, letting that play clock tick inside of 5 to go, and Zimmerer very near the goal line. It's going to be 3rd down and goal to go from the 1, but they are letting that play clock tick away.
Take a look at the replay here. A little bit of a pinch. Look at Bodie sticking his face in there. He can't be but 150 pounds soaking wet. Look at him fit in the run game on Travis Tyler.
From the 1-yard line. Patiently waiting for that play clock to tick down and chew up some more clock. 3rd and goal. Zimmer. Touchdown! What an individual effort by Bryce Zimmer. If there is
doing his cousin proud.
If there is one player you can absolutely say has left it all out there tonight, it's that young man right there. Trying to make it a 4-point game. Big 2-point conversion here. Zimmer tries to get the corner, can't.
On his 48th carry of the game.
They take the lead at 32-30. 4:04 to go here in this final quarter between the Bulldogs and the Longhorns.
There's not a lot of wiggle room in there. But where there's a will, there's a Zimmer.
Big touchdown drive.
The emotion.
Off the turnover.
Now you've got to go to work. You got a 4-minute offense. If you're Burwell, you want to wind up with the football regardless. It's either the game-winning score, but you want the ball last.
Yep. 291 yards on the ground for Zimmer.
And since Braden's injury, he's carried it 42 times. Since the injury. 42 for 256.
Wow.
Yeah. That's something to tell the family about after this one, regardless of how the score ends up. It's a Herculean effort.
Driven down to the 5-yard line. Out back to the 15. Goes Gideon. Well, tomorrow there is more live coverage of the NSAA High School Football Championships on NET Sports. The Class C2 Championship begins at 10 a.m. Central. Class C1 follows at 2:30, and then we wrap it up tomorrow night, Class B at 7 o'clock. You can watch all the action on NET or on the free NET Nebraska app. Don't forget tonight, right back here at 7 o'clock, the Class A State Championship between Burke and Grand Island. Here we go. 3 minutes, 51 seconds to go. Jace Williams with the carry. Keeps his feet. A gain of about 5 on first down.
You remember back in the first quarter, we saw Bryce Miller fit in the run game on counter. And I said, you take a look at a tackle like this later on, that is something that becomes a much longer run.
Right.
The dam about broke right there. Zimmer fits. Jace Williams almost came out of the back end.
Williams again, and he is just pounding on that defensive front of the Bulldogs.
And you've seen this before. This was a drive similar on a night like this almost a year ago. A lot more time on the clock with 3:19.
Yeah. But it was just pounded right at the defense that led to that Class A championship.
Oh, empty backfield. That's interesting. And it was interesting enough to get a timeout from Coach Clement. Didn't like what he saw from them getting lined up.
Takes his final time out of the game.
A little bit of a wrinkle right there. Looked like Jace Williams was at the tight end on the left side, and they went empty. Coach Clement not taking any chances. You can't take those timeouts with you anyway. He figures if they get the ball back on offense, he won't need his timeouts by the time Burwell gets done. He rolled the dice there. Want to get this part right. Look how they've all got his eyes.
Well, if you love watching Nebraska high school championships on NAT, we'd love to have you be part of our NAT Sports Partners Club. With your generous donation to NAT, you help us produce more than 200 hours of sports programming each year, and you can show your support by joining the NAT Sports Partners Club, 800-634-6788. Handoff goes nowhere, and right there again from that linebacker spot is J.D. Kuhlman, who has made some big plays here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, pretty underappreciated. All of a sudden he introduced himself to the big stage when he caused the fumble. He's slight in frame, but watch his pad level. See, low man typically wins.
And he's being a little bit of a ball hawk right now as well. Getting a good grip on that ball and trying to yank it out of there still, and Williams has no choice but to flip around. Going to the air, got his man out there. The catch by Urbanowski inside the 20 to 30 yard line to about the 28.
Well, he's been Johnny on the spot, hasn't he?
Big moments. Urbanowski has made some big plays.
Or like Joshua on the spot as he comes up with another clutch catch here. It's the drag route from left to right across the screen. Just hard conceptually to keep up with all the traffic in front of you.
25-yard gain. And now from the 28-yard line, 2:25 to go.
Back in that I formation, guess what's coming?
Carry by Williams, another gain of 4 or 5 on first down.
Yeah, you're in zero hurry. If you're Burwell, you've got all 3 timeouts in your pocket. You're 20 yards out. I formation. You can be as methodical as you want to be.
Coach Luke Gideon looks on, his team driving to try to take the lead here in the fourth quarter in this Class D1 championship game. Ball on the ground, it's fumbled. Is Travis on it? Travis Tyler's right there, and he recovers. Second fumble recovery for Tyler.
Sometimes you'd rather be fortunate than good. They were fortunate on this one. As the turnover bug comes back to bite Burwell. A little premature on the pull away here. Does the snap get there? It does. And the quick hands by the big fella. Give it here. All 3 timeouts. No panic here yet.
2 big fourth quarter turnovers by Burwell. Corey Daw wastes no time. Corey Daw with the tackle, jumping through there right away. Short gain of about 3.
Chooses not to use it yet.
Inside 2 minutes to go. Second down and 7. Waiting instead to see what happens.
You don't have to snap it until a minute 30 on the clock. Minute 31.
Waiting to see what happens right here on this down. Is it going to be 3rd and short or 3rd and long? Where they are bunched in there defensively. Right up the middle again, leaning forward. It's going to be 3rd and middle-ish. About 4.
3rd and a long 4 here. This is the ball game for all intents and purposes.
Timeout taken by Gideon. 2 remaining, and they'll stop it with 1:29 to go. We got a good one here in D1, partner.
Tell you what, Larry, we wanted to see good games. We wanted to see competitive games, and we've got exactly that.
Wow. Well, here's a look at the play of Zimmerer. Bryce Zimmerer. My guess is he's going to get the carry coming up here on 3rd down. What do you think?
And if he does, it'll be a half a century mark. 50 carries in this one.
That touchdown gave them the lead.
How about them showing the ability to salt clock, right? There was another team here at Memorial Stadium that people didn't think could win a grudge game like that either this past Saturday. The high-flying offense of Creighton has found a way to go workman.
And here's Zimmerer again. He's going to go to the outside. He's got room. Zimmerer enough for the 1st down. And the sideline goes crazy for Creighton.
How about this stat line? 50 carries for 306 yards. 50 carries for 306 yards for this young man right here. I don't think there's much discussion on player of the game at this point. An unbelievable effort. Goodness.
And look at him continue to grind right up the middle. And a timeout taken there by Burwell as we are inside 1 minute to go. That was carry 51, and he's now over 310.
Yeah, how about Coach Clement with some prophetic words at the half? And he says, hey, listen, it's just one more thing that we've had to deal with. This is a tight-knit bunch. This is what we've overcome all year. Our players, even in the locker room, said, hey, let's stay the course and take home what we came here for. We're venturing into some records, aren't we?
You can pick up a DVD copy of these NSAA high school championships by calling 800-868-1868. netnebraska.org/sports is the web address. Follow the prompts, and for $19.95 plus shipping and handling, you can pick up a copy of these championships. Just in case you're wondering, the state record for rushing yards in a playoff game is over 400 in Class D1.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the carries.
Right. 51 now. It's likely going to be 53 or 4 by the time it's over. Zimmer again right up the middle. Very near another 1st down. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 2. And that offensive front, led by Travis Tyler, just leaning on the defensive front of Burwell.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a lot of eyes. His name was on the lips of many with this Nebraska coaching staff to, hey, come take a look at our guy live.
Yeah.
And for the most part, he hasn't disappointed.
As you said off the top, just moves so well for a big guy.
Yeah, it's deceptive, isn't it? You watch it on film and you kind of don't get that gauge. And then you see it live and you're thinking there's some agility there. Stamina gotten better. He was dominant for those first 3 or 4 drives early in that 1st half.
You saw him there. He said, just follow me. He's anchored by his 2 cousins in there on that offensive line. J.D. Kuhlman, his cousin. Cameron Tyler, another cousin.
But cousins on the other side for Kuhlman and Tyler, in case you're following along with that quiz.
That's right.
Thank you.
You bet. That's going to be shy. Bring up a 4th down.
Now, how quickly will they set the clock? Because that's the difference. Got to snap it with probably around 16 seconds. 11 seconds.
Yeah, they haven't run the clock yet. There it is. It's going to be about 8 seconds now. So they'll snap it with 8 or 9 seconds left. They will go here. A 1st down, and the game is over.
I would sprint back to the 4-yard line and slide.
Yeah.
I know it's going to hurt his record book status, but
flag on the play, and that will stop the clock at 13. So they will need a 1st down to be able to close it out here.
Dead ball, false start, offense. 4th down.
So 4th down and 7. And on the 54th carry of the game for Zimmerer, can he get the 7 to close out the victory and the first ever state championship for the Creighton Bulldogs? Here it is. Zimmerer on the edge, leans forward. Did he get it? It's right at the marker and maybe a half-yard short. And they are going to measure.
how fitting.
Wow.
How fitting. He got the right foot spot. He looks like he's short. I'm going to give it about the nose of the football. He had to get to the 40, just up front of the 42, the 41 3/4 line.
I'll stretch it out here. Does he get the first? No.
Yeah, there it is.
About 4 inches.
The difference
shy
between the white stripe and the tip.
And so one last opportunity upcoming for the Longhorns.
About this effort. And an interesting spot. That's what the bench wasn't very happy about.
He did not step on the end line, did he?
Oh, no wonder they were. No, that's why they were
spun it around.
Yeah.
Very close.
Now, hey, those guys out there live don't have the luxury of our camera crew, who is on point.
Regardless, it is Burwell with a final opportunity. And quarterback Sage Konachek with an opportunity. Down by 2, 8 seconds to go. D1 title on the line.
Delay, offense, replay first down.
No clock runoff in high school football.
Yeah, I saw you looking.
So 8 seconds to go, 32-30. Creighton on top. They will drop 4 deep. Way back to the, make it 5 deep. Back as deep as the 35. They'll send 3 on the rush. Quick toss, incomplete. 2 seconds there, ticked off.
Well, how about the pass rush? Goodness, collapsed the pocket. Those obvious passing situations, it's just not what Burwell does. It's hard for anybody, let alone a running power.
Six seconds to go. Longhorns down by 2 and a final opportunity. Konachek, little flip into the backfield. Williams has it. Williams still on his feet. Williams out to midfield. Last play of the game. Williams still running, looking for somebody to flip to. He gets it to his offensive lineman. Ball on the ground. And that will do it. Game over. The Creighton Bulldogs have won that school's first ever state championship. What a wild finish. And what an amazing effort from that young man.
Yeah, that is Herculean. Tremendous effort. Nothing to hang your head about on that sideline at all. Not to go all cliche, but listen, Burwell played their tails off. Just was not their day. That Mr. Zimmer and company would not be denied.
What a remarkable game in Class D1 for the state title, won by Creighton 32-30.
Unbelievable performance. Zimmer finishes with 54 carries, 320 yards, 49 for 283 post-injury. Do you hear me, LP?
And a state championship.
Methodist College is small, and the faculty is very involved. I feel that they care about how I'm doing.
Nebraska Methodist put clinical work right there with the schoolwork. I knew I was going to be helping patients even during school.
Since starting Nebraska Methodist College, I have learned a lot about myself. I love to learn, and I want to keep progressing and make an impact on patients.
Have you ever wondered what happens to soybeans after they're harvested? Every year, soybean farmers invest a portion of their soybean revenue to fund research, marketing, and promotion, which is called the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. 80% of the harvested soybeans are crushed into soybean meal that's used to feed poultry and livestock. The other 20% is made into soybean oil that's used for cooking oil and biodiesel. To learn more about the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff, nebraskasoybeans.org.
Coverage of the 2018 NSAA High School Football Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, Education Quest, Constellation, the Nebraska Soybean Board, Nebraska Methodist College, Aurora Cooperative. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. What a finish. 32-30 is the final. Creighton knocks off Burwell for the Bulldogs' first ever state championship. And if you would like a DVD of today's game from the NSAA High School State Championships, just call 800-868-1868. You can also visit netnebraska.org for just $19.95 plus shipping and handling. You can relive all of this excitement for years to come. Now time for medal and trophy presentations. And for that, we go to our public address announcer, Steve Lemon.
Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Executive Director Jay Beller, NSAA Board of Directors Dr. John Cerny from Bancroft Rosalie, Dan Kieser from Sutherland, and U.S. Bank Representative Steve Mayer. Here are the awards for runner-up Burwell High School. Head coach Luke Gideon and his assistants will present the silver medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 1, Joshua Urbanowski. Number 2, Cooper Stout. Number 3, Cash Gurney. Number 4, Alex Gideon. Number 5, Mason Pluck. Number 6, Barrick Birch. Number 8, Joel Ostrom. Number 9, Dylan Kreitel. Number 10, Corey Daw. Number 11, Tim Hughes. Number 12, Coy Gideon. Number 15, Jordan McBride. Number 16, Caleb Bush. Number 17, Tell Jensen. Number 18, Sage Konachek. Number 20, Jace Williams. Number 21, Maiden Kopsey. Number 22, Wade Hunt. Number 24, Bodie Jensen. Number 28, Levi Bodie. Number 30, Colton Daw. Number 32, Tyler Daw. Number 33, Bryant Kelly. Number 35, Cody Mayfield. Number 40, Jace Ostrom. Number 42, Hans Gideon. Number 44, Trent Marshall. Number 50, Carter Mann. Number 60, Baptiste Rieux. Number 66, Colby Dale. Number 68, Weston Swoboda. Number 74, Colby Mitchell. Number 75, Hunter Mayfield. Number 77, Logan Smith. And number 82, Jacob Bush. And now for these outstanding athletes in their school, here is the 2018 NSAA Class D1 State Football Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Burwell High School.
This is something to be proud of right here, okay? We can't hang our heads. We've had the best season.
Well, what a terrific season for the Longhorns of Burwell. Certainly a heartbreaking loss right now, but 12-1 season and a runner-up in a state championship game that lived up to its billing between two terrific undefeated teams. Final numbers for Jace Williams: 33 carries, 193 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Now time for the trophy and medal presentations for the champs from Creighton. Let's go back to Steve Lemon.
And now to the champions, Creighton High School. Head coach Zach Clement, we have a special award for you. Coach Clement and his assistants will present the gold medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 1, Travis Tyler. Number 2, Shane Farnick. Number 3, Braden Zimmer. Number 4, Sam Vortherms. Number 7, Thad Hazen. Number 8, Derek Wortman. Number 9, Clay Curtis. Number 11, Sam Waterman. Number 12, Connor Hammer. Number 13, R.J. Wilmus. Number 14, Anthony Scheffel. Number 15, Sam Van Meter. Number 16, Cade Hammer. Number 18, Easton Pavlik. Number 20, Caden Wortman. Number 21, Cody Hanvey. Number 22, Bryce Zimmerer. Number 23, Logan Eggers. Number 24, Connor Lucas. Number 25, Brody Eggers. Number 32, Brian Johnson. Number 40, Dylan Kuhlman. Number 50, Brody Bruman. Number 52, Anthony Cook. Number 55, Bodie Wortman. Number 57, Jacob Tauber. Number 63, Levi Behringer. Number 64, Jacob Dartman. Number 67, J.D. Kuhlman. Number 70, Noah Novacek. Number 73, Cameron Tyler. Number 80, Brendan Waldo. Number 81, Chase Pavlik. And number 87, Terrence Burrell Jr. Presenting the championship game ball from Farmers Mutual Insurance is Vice President of Agencies, Andy Kraus. And now for these outstanding athletes in their school. Here's the 2018 NSAA Class D1 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Creighton High School.
521 total yards of offense, 320 of that coming from Bryce Zimmerer on 54 carries. He had 2 touchdowns, a long of just 17 yards. He averaged 5.9 per carry, but boy, when it was late in the 4th and they needed to run the ball and grind it out and score a game-winning touchdown, Bryce Zimmerer did just that. First ever state championship for the Creighton Bulldogs. Medals and trophies handed out, and that trophy case will head back for the first time. Getting ready to chat with Bryce Zimmerer and the rest of his teammates. Let's go down to the field to Doug Duda.
Look at the smiles on the faces of these Creighton Bulldogs. Zach, the expectations after last year were there for this football team. Your first year as the head coach, can you put it into words?
It's really hard to right now. I mean, I've said earlier to other people, I mean, all the credit in the world goes to these kids and the amount of work that they put in. I mean, everybody showing up to weightlifting, doing all the things that you need to do to get there. And then from the beginning of the season, we were challenged right out of the gate. There was a lot of growth throughout the year, and we did have some adversity, throughout the year. And then tonight, to just see the heart that these kids play with, I can't speak to it enough. I mean, I'm just so proud of these kids.
Burwell never went away, but you score right before half, and then you come out and score on the first possession of the third quarter. Talk about how important that was.
Well, we always talk about our linemen having the ability to move guys down the field, and we put it on. They answer the call every single time, and in the locker room at halftime, we drew up some different stuff, and we really put the challenge on them that this is what we're going to have to do to be successful. And, the way that they played, I mean, I can't say enough. And these kids are just amazing.
Coach, congratulations. We'll talk to Travis Tyler here. Travis, what were you thinking when you found that rock on the ground there with about 2 minutes to go?
We won the game now. It was just amazing feeling.
You had so much to overcome last year, had a football team that you thought could get here, but too many injuries. What was it like this playoff run? You kind of dominated everybody, but that wasn't the case here today.
Well, when Braden went down, we just rallied behind each other and fought back, and we won the game doing that.
You did a little bit of everything today. You lined up a little bit of everywhere. What was the best part of blocking and playing defense and playing all over the field?
Probably getting those 2 fumbles.
Sounds good. State champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's a guy that carried the ball, if I figured this up right, 54 times. Bryce Zimmerer, this is probably not what you thought was going to happen to you today when you were eating breakfast.
No, it's not. I'm kind of a jokester, so I didn't think that at all. But you guys are always saying Bryce this, Bryce that, but without the line, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. So I think they deserve a lot more credit than what they're getting right now, because a team that can come out there and just run quarterback mush right up the middle and get 3 to 4 yards a pop, and nickel and dime teams with that, that's a team that deserves a state title. That's a team that plays with a lot of heart. So,
if your cousin's watching right now, what do you say to him?
Well, no homework, I guess. That's a plus. But now, without Braden Zimmer, we wouldn't be at the state championship right now. He's the kid, like Clement said, that I don't know how many days of lifting he missed, but I don't think you could count it on one hand because he didn't miss very many. So.
Well, great team effort, way to overcome, guys. Congratulations. Creighton, your state football champions.
Feels good.
32-30, Creighton gets it done. They had to survive the last play, guys, but the Bulldogs bring home an undefeated state championship.
Picture perfect right there. Thank you very much, Doug. A state championship for the Creighton Bulldogs, their first ever, as the last 2 guys enter there. Hey, I want to remind you, coming up tonight at 7 o'clock right here on NET, it's the Class of 8 state championship between Omaha, Burke, and Grand Island. All the action coming your way right back here on NET. One more time, the final score here in this one. The Class D1 championship was a great one. 32-30 is the final. Creighton Bulldogs win that school's first ever state championship, and smiles all around. So for Damon Benning, for Doug Duda, I'm Larry Putney, and for our entire NET Sports production crew, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight on NET Sports.